Welcome to Jaygeons and Dragclarks. Our DM, JC Chazes, is feeling a little under the weather, so we're going to do our best to stay in sync today.
So last week in Jaygeons and Dragclarks, we had a heavy moment with Laven and Hagrid sort of laying out their issues with recent actions of the party. We then went to the Zentarum Tavern in Settlers Bend and spoke with Murray about our plan. Basically wound up getting disavowed by the Zentarum as part of our plan, and we got a building set up in Slaver's Row, the sect of chains in Lotera, which we then trashed and left our calling card. Not too long thereafter, we were stopped in the road, essentially, by an overturned wagon that was creating like a pinch point, and an entity only known to us as it was the Overwatch, right, Jay?
That is correct.
Right. Made contact with us via an interesting smoke grenade / messenger device. It was kind of interesting. Anyway, we learned that the corporation, as they're calling themselves, or the Gays, were having some issues with these barbarians who had stolen a alloy that they wanted, presumably to make more reliable guns. And they asked us to go take care of the problem. And so we traveled to their encampment, which was in the region between Settlers Bend and Traytarin. And that's where we left off, because we, being me, had a ton of internet problems.
Yeah, it turns out when you don't have enough internet to go around, it matters. Thanks, net neutrality.
You know, I looked behind my router, Jay, and the cord was pinched, so now all of the internet was coming in.
I told you, you can't. A good Ethernet cable is like a good hose. If you put a kink in it, it stops all the internet.
I know. I need to get like those steel braided kink-proof Ethernet cables. That's what I need.
Yeah. So you guys are hiding behind this berm that I just drew. These rolling lines. Just let you investigate on here. Is there anything that you'd like to do? Anything that you'd like to kind of check to see if it's in existence before we get started?
Like, are we observing the barbarian troop at this point?
They are within eyesight, yes.
Okay.
Please don't ask me to do voices for the barbarians.
No.
And that's a big bonfire. They're just chilling around.
It's actually just the letter X, and magically there's a fire above it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's this new spell called Sesame Street Fire.
Is there a good place closer to them to like kind of scout it out and observe them?
You know what? Roll perception and add a D100 to the roll.
What is my perception again? I don't know how I've
you've only been this character for a year. You can't remember your highest skill modifier?
It's actually not. It's not my highest. It's not even close. That's a 13 for the perception check.
Okay.
And the D100 is a 37.
All right. So I'll let you kind of as you're looking around. There's nothing really close, like in terms of demonstrably closer to the barbarian tribe, but for things that you could strafe around, there are things. Why don't you explain to me what said things are? Like, we'll let you say it's like right there on the map. Tell me what's there.
I guess what I would have been looking for, and what I'm gonna say is there, is probably like a small like thicket of bushes. Since we are out in the wilderness, you know, there's like what you said. This is like a berm right here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like a little thicket of bushes.
Okay. Now I get to use the such tree modifier again.
Yes, such tree. And I was gonna tap Laven in and take him with me, since we're probably the stealthiest, so we can move up there and try to get a little more information. on what's up there. And just kind of, I want to scout it out, see how many barbarians there are, what sort of weapons they're carrying. So like how many look like they are ranged capable, things like that.
Okay, so
if Laven wants to come with.
So I picked up what you've your tokens from a very old episode that we did. So make sure that your HP is right, and then you guys can move yourself over. Lucian and Hagrid, or Lucian and Laven, since you're the guys going in, make your stealth checks, and just pop those into the chat for me.
Stealth check. Ooh, that's gonna be a good one. It's gonna double check.
All right, yeah. So let's check the barbarians and their ability to see things that have disappeared from the campaign. All right, as you make your way across, you see that the ground is literally covered in twigs because nature, and you're able to tiptoe in acrobatics, flipping your way across, missing every twig that's ever existed on the planet, now and forever. It's like do you remember those spy movies where there's got all those laser grids, and you have to kind of like flip and then go back so that you're missing these moving lasers?
Yeah, we're Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Yeah, it's like that, but with twigs.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was better.
I mean, I just think that Jason Mewes was the worst portrayal of me ever. My hair never was that long. All right, so you guys can move your tokens.
I forgot we had tokens.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
All right, Crispin, Hagrid, anything that you guys looking to do?
I am going to sit here and be quiet because apparently my friends don't think I'm silent enough to follow them.
All right, so as you sit there pensively, the first time I think a bard's ever been lost for words. Hagrid, anything that you're looking to do?
No, I was going to kind of keep an eye on those guys as best I can.
All right.
Kind of have their six.
But you can't see what doesn't exist.
Yeah, I mean, as Hagrid looks around, there are literally twigs everywhere. It's almost like someone made a twig fort around him, and he just sits there, like, oh, okay, let's just watch until noise isn't a problem. All right, next steps.
What were these circles around the barbarians? Are those trees?
Those are yurts.
Yurts. Ooh. So this is
Yes.
this is a slightly higher than very temporary encampment.
They're collapsible yurts. They're really, really good multi-purpose yurts.
So we can see that there are. Is that 5 barbarians?
You see 6 barbarians.
What's that? Is that a barbarian also?
Yeah.
Why does that one look so different?
Because this is not like a Call of Duty game where everybody looks alike and they just happen to have different weapons.
It looks like a demon with a pokey stick.
Yeah.
All right. I have, I guess, kind of 2 questions. Do I see anybody like keeping lookout? And do I see where they might be keeping the alloy?
Roll for lookout perception.
Son of a bitch. Okay. That's an 18.
Yeah, like you can see that as you described, pokey guy, demon guy, right now is keeping lookout. and he's kind of facing towards you guys. He didn't see you at all. Otherwise, you see him with like just one hand on the hilt of his weapon, kind of just gazing out, enjoying a stogie, or the magical equivalent of a stogie. Is it a stogie? Yeah, we'll say it's a stogie. As you're listening in, you hear way more than the 5 other voices. As you're piecing it together, like, and you're seeing mouths move and what comes out. You're not seeing the full picture, but you have no clue on where the dwarven alloy is.
So we need to get closer.
At some point, yeah. Can you see, like what, like if there's like any people who look like they're magic users, or like who has ranged weapons and whatnot?
Are you asking to make that roll, or are you asking for Laven to make that roll?
I'm just asking Laven if he wanted to do it.
Yeah, I can try to take a look.
Yep. Roll perception.
24.
The biggest ranged weapon that you see is throwing axes, throwing knives, attached to the waist of those already out there. In terms of reliable projectiles, you're not seeing anything that really fits that bill. Other than that, you've got glaives, pole arms, things like that.
Okay.
We've definitely got them in range.
Do you want to just attack, or do you want to like sneak up on them?
I would like.
Lucian, I thought you had said something about. I know this is out of game right now. Attempting to convince them that it will be in their best interest.
Yeah, that's what I want to lead with. I just wanted to see. I wanted to get a lay of the land, see who was there. I don't want to get surprised when we walk in there, you know.
True.
But yeah, I want to walk. I want to eventually have all of us walk in there. Really, I don't want to sneak up on these guys because they're probably not going to take too kindly to that, right? So if we all kind of go in there, show face, be like, hey, look, we were sent here by somebody to take you guys out because of something you guys have.
Normally, I would be on your same. This is on your page no matter what. But last time you came up with a plan, it was Operation Get Help.
Hey, that worked perfectly.
It did work.
I would say not perfectly. We might as well have just ambushed them.
I mean,
Look,
get help
man,
is
can
an
you ambush an ambush?
Get help is the ambush that doesn't look like an ambush. But then it is.
The way I saw it is we threw Tony in the middle of 3 guys, and they had a free round to hit on Tony and Hager, but we walked over there.
You're forgetting you made him bigger.
Fair enough.
Therefore, easier to hit. And then as soon as the DM's voice went into all of your minds, just trying to crack wise, it was gone.
That's still one of my favorite things that happened recently, though.
But no, I think that if we go in, try to impress upon them that even if they defeat us and they don't give it, we don't get the alloy back to the gaze, we're not going to be the first or the last group to come after them from that organization.
Right. Jay, are these trees?
No, they're yurts.
Portable
They're
yurts. They're go-gurts.
Did you guys know that Go-Gurt is just regular yogurt?
Sorry, they're go-yurt. It's hard to say. Go-yurts.
Yes, collapsible yurts, go-yurts. This episode of Jaygeons and Dragclarks is brought to you by 2 things. The first one is a Z-Pack, because Mama needs to sing tonight. And the second is collapsible yurts, go-yurts.
Go-yurts.
Do they all, like, open towards the fire?
Yes.
Can I tell if I were to walk behind one, would I be able to, like, open it and get in underneath from the back?
Great. Now I need to roll for construction of this yurt.
Like, how collapsible is it?
I mean, the walls itself are like cloth, so you can easily sneak into one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what would you like to do with the go yurt?
Turn into a bear and demand their picnic baskets.
Roll for polymorph. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I'm thinking I can sneak into there, and then you guys can do your, like, talking to him, and I can, like,
Oh.
spring out of it if things go south.
Okay.
Just, like, take them out from inside the yurt.
Sure.
So let's not kill them. Let's just burgle them with the attempt of killing them.
No, I'm just gonna hide in there just in
I-
case.
We're giving them the choice of whether they get killed or not. I feel like that's a step up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I don't fault you guys for how you come with your decision. I just want to make sure I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that we don't do things like let's place an explosive rune on a cart, even though that's not the mission. Even though the gnome believes that's 100% the mission.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Common sense checks.
Get
Brought
laid
to you
and
by
fired from his
Jaygeons
only
Dragclarks.
job.
I thought his first job was being my friend.
I don't know if that was anybody's job in that campaign.
I definitely
No.
wasn't paid for that.
Yeah, nobody wanted that job. It existed.
If I had known you were offering to pay me,
Yeah.
I still would have said no.
I did think I offered to pay you for lost wages.
You did,
That's
yeah.
true.
You did
Yeah,
offer
that's true.
to compensate
Yeah.
his loss.
Look, I'll explode things, but I'll make it right in the end.
So yeah, I want to sneak up into this place.
Into the closest yurt. Okay, roll for...
And because the red guy freaks me out.
Yeah. Oh, so that's what color it is. Yeah, roll for stealth.
Uh, 23.
All right, and roll for acrobatics.
Ooh, acrobatics.
Because once again, twigs everywhere. It's nature.
Acrobatics. What is my modifier? Okay. Natural 20.
Natural 20. You actually are so stealthy that no twig will ever see you again. And flipping your way out, you're able to find even areas where there's 1 square inch of twigless ground. You're able to just put your finger down, holding yourself upright. It's really impressive. It's kind of like some Ninja Warrior shit. As you get to the side of the yurt, landing down, going up, turning to the party with your arms up. You're like, oh, this part of your fingers, like maybe like the last 2 bones of your middle finger were visible. You see that, you quickly pull it back in, and no one's the wiser.
Until he lets loose a giant fart.
Yeah, roll. Yeah, Constitution saving throw for a fart. No, I'm kidding.
Roll for flatulence.
I'm kidding.
I would like to try to sneak back to the rest of to Haggard and Crispin to let them know, like, kind of what we saw, and that way we can all walk out together, kind of thing.
All right. Roll for stealth for me, and instead of using your Dex modifier, use your Wisdom. You know where you need to go and when to be there. You're looking now to make sure you can do it while nobody's looking.
Ooh, fuck.
This is more of a mental aspect of stealth because you already know the path.
What's my Wisdom modifier? Ooh, yikes. That's a 6.
Ooh.
Thankfully, you just needed a 5.
Oh, okay.
Because once again, there's like it's a fire, and for those who have to look through the fire to see you, their eyes are clearly not adjusted. So there's 2 guys you need to worry about.
Yeah.
As you're coming through, there's one where, like, you're standing. It's like watching Scooby-Doo bipedal when they're trying to sneak around outside the mystery machine, and they clearly see a figure in there. But just like Scooby-Doo, they don't know what to do with it because the episode's still got another 18 minutes. So, long story short, they're aware something's out there, but they're not paying any mind to it.
All right, Laven and not Laven, sorry, Haggard and Crispin. There's 6 guys up there. They look like they don't have any real good range capabilities. Most of them have like hand axes and throwing daggers and stuff like that, throwing knives. A couple of them do have pole arms. We weren't able to see.
Wait, their arms are made out of poles?
Yes.
I think we can take these guys.
Not all of them, though, just some of them. Some of them had one arm that was a long 10-foot pole.
Oh, okay.
We weren't able to see where they're keeping the alloy, though. Laven, I think, it looks like he snuck up into one of their yurts, and he's gonna probably just pop out if things go south. But I think the 3 of us should kind of make a show of walking up to the camp so that they know we're coming.
While I'm in the yurt, I want to take a look and just see if there's anything in here.
I mean, there's bedding around there, some spare weapons. As the tips of the blade of this weapon, this one is a great sword that's coming in. There's a small blue lining that goes around the edge of the blade on both sides of this great sword.
That means orcs are near.
Okay.
His name is Sting, and you've seen it before, haven't you?
Reference.
Well, even though these guys could be a sizable foe, I think we got to do this anyway. So let's walk over there.
All right.
What is our plan exactly? You just said we got Laven gonna pop out. What's our role in this?
So for the 3 of us, we're going to make it known that we're walking up to the camp, and we're going to offer them the opportunity to just give us the alloy instead of having to fight us, with the hopes for them that means that the gaze will leave them alone.
And if that fails, Laven's got pocket sand that he's going to blow into their eyes.
Courtesy of Rusty Shackleford.
Going, ka-ka! And then
So I'm going to kind of put my arms up, and I'm going to walk out from behind the what was it? This is a berm, and I'm going to make sure that I'm like not stomping, but that I am in fact stepping on twigs, so that they know that we're coming. I don't think Haggard has a choice in the matter.
Actually,
no, probably not.
Yeah. Here's the weird part: is as Haggard was just standing around there, the twigs themselves have been collating and stacking up, so it was already about 6 inches off the ground. And he just kicks them forward because of Mordenkainen's magical twigs. It didn't do anything other than it was an interesting mental image.
That Mordenkainen really understood branding.
Yeah. Are we doing a Crispin Rain bit right now? I did try to do one while you were gone.
He did.
I appreciate it.
Jay, when I can see that the guy or guys on lookout notice us coming up, I'd like to call out, hey, we mean you no harm.
I mean, this guy is the first one to see you. He's
Okay.
coming out. Weapons brandished. This guy comes up just to meet you guys.
Mm.
Once again, weapons brandished. This guy here is Mr. Polearm, and this guy here has a halberd.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Seeing they have their weapons out, I'm gonna pull out my loot and smile at them.
I'm going to make it a wisdom saving throw to see what they do with that. Neither did well. They just kind of look at you. Like, they look confused at you, like, go, that's weapon.
Well, this song can be a good song, or it could be a bad song. The choice is yours. Listen
What?
to my friend Lucian.
What difference?
Beatles, Bieber. I'll let you decide which one's good, which one's bad.
That one person?
Yes. Some would argue.
The artist Beatles Bieber. I think he was a druid once. Listen, gentlemen, we have been sent here by an organization to kill you and take the metal that you have. However,
Kill likely story.
we're not here to attack you. We are not here to attack you. I would like to offer you a deal of sorts. You give us the metal. We tell the gays that you've been killed, and they won't keep sending more people after you to try to kill you.
Okay. Making sure I understand all things here. You take something from us, we now have less, and that's supposed to be deal?
Yes.
Yeah, no deal. No.
Look, we are probably the first group that the corporation has sent after you. If we don't succeed, we will not be the last, and we will be the only ones who are going to offer you this deal.
I mean, far be it from me to sit there and decide how everybody else wants to deal with us. But, I'll tell you this. Let them try.
What do you even want the shallow for, anyways? Is it really worth your lives? Worth fear for the rest of your lives?
It's shiny, and shiny things are valuable.
Fair enough.
So if you want to trade...
No, you had me at shiny things.
I trade shiny for shiny.
I hold up my finger. I say, hang on just a second. I shrug off my backpack. I put it down on the ground, open it up, start digging around, and I pull out the enchanted ewer.
What is that?
Excuse me, what's that?
This.
That's more...
As he pulls it out, I want to use minor illusion to make it go, ah!
You do that 100%. You're rolling for performance, but remember the amount of time it was in the Amber Temper? It's a little corroded. Now I'm rolling to see if he understands the word corroded enough to use it. He does not.
My performance is a 10 plus 13, though, so 23.
It's a very, very overjoyous but with the minor illusion, you're looking at it, and he goes like, oh, okay, that's a little discolored, but still, excuse me, that may have once been shiny.
It was. It just needs a little bit of elbow grease. Just sort of buff it out. It'll look great. It'll be just as shiny as the alloy, I promise. And the alloy won't do what this pitcher can do.
Well, what does pitcher do?
Well, we once poured poison in here, and it turned into wine. Drinkable wine, no poison.
That sounds exactly like someone who wants me to use that to poison me with something.
Let me look. I don't know if I have anything specifically.
I'm just like, way to use the example that sounds like you're gonna poison them.
Can we urinate into it? Will that turn it into wine?
I don't have
any liquid.
Yeah, grills or something.
Can we just pour some water in there and see if it turns to wine?
Now you're just being ridiculous.
Well, I am a holy man, so it's kind of a background for someone.
I'm very, very upset that Crispin talked over my Bear Grylls reference.
I'm sorry.
Does anyone here have like a vial of poison or anything on them?
Oh, hold on. Why you have to keep on asking about poison?
Because I want to show you. I'm going to pour some poison in here and then I'm going to drink it.
What?
I really wish I could throw my voice right now.
Wait a second.
Wait.
You're going to drink it. You're trying to give this to me.
Right.
But that way you'll have both the shiny and the drinking.
No, it's a show of faith, right? I'll drink some. You can have the rest. I just want you to see that it's not going to kill me.
What? Hold on. I saw this. There's a guy who sat there and told us you never start a land war in Sicily. and you can drink a little bit of poisons and build up what's called a minutiny. You can take a minutiny of poison, and
we have no iocane powder here. Trust me.
Listen, friend. I drink ale. I don't drink poison. It's fucking gross. First of all.
So you just offered to drink some.
No, because it's gonna be wine.
I am very, very confused.
I know. Look, I'm trying to break this down.
Would it help if I made this picture bigger? Would that entice you?
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Okay, all right.
Could you make my shiny bigger? As he holds up the polearm.
I am so tempted to cast heat metal. Oh my god. Oh.
Man.
I'll make it smaller. I'll cast reduce on his polearm.
Okay.
I'll do something slightly less aggressive, but still show I can do something.
Okay.
And I'll be like, I can make it smaller, and I can make your other shiny smaller too, if you don't give it to us. We're trying to make you a good trade here, and you're kind of running out. I mean, we're gonna be pulling this offer off the table, and I'm not saying we have a surprise, but pop goes to Leovan.
But as this happens, you see the polearm getting smaller and smaller and smaller until it gets to be like about the size of a dagger, about maybe this big, and coming out. And now it's definitely a weapon that Rusty Shackleford would use. Just go, or maybe like Roberto from Futurama.
No good 56s.
Yep. And he hasn't noticed. Like, even though it's supposed to come down in all dimensions, he hasn't noticed the difference between something that thick and that thick yet.
His poor wife.
Yeah.
I will take my water skin and dump some water into the ewer.
Okay. Over the course of like 30 seconds, you see it go from just regular water, and it starts becoming more blood brown. Colorblind joke for those of you who don't know the DM. And after about 30 seconds, it smells like a very fragrant wine. Probably a better investment than Crispin made for Crispin Rain.
You guys remember Mordenkainen. You're gonna remember Crispin. It's all about branding.
He's not wrong. So then I hold out the ewer. I said, "Look, that water."
Crispin, the first Kardashian.
The water is now wine. Would you like some?
Yeah, I've never turned down booze in the past.
All right. Well, I hand him the ewer and take as long a draw as you want.
At this point, it's like splashing all over his face. He's like missing his mouth just as often as he's getting like it into his mouth. And go.
Maybe this guy's the first Kardashian.
Right. Yeah. So now look. Oh, what's your name, by the way?
My name is we don't. What's a name?
Okay. What do you call yourself anything? Like Great One, bigger than you. What do you call yourself?
I call me.
All right. Okay, me. Look. Any liquid that you put in that nice shiny jug will turn into wine. Now I will give you that if you give me your useless lump of shiny.
Oh, hold on. I want to test this because this could have been one of your little magic tricks.
Okay.
Hey, you. Come over here, bring some water. Alright. Hey, you just fucking listen, okay? Look, when you get to be the smart one, then you get to call the shots. Give me some fucking water. It's about fucking right. Goes in, pulls in, and goes, okay. Like coming through, and he's now starting to get belligerently drunk. And he goes, "Oh, okay. So here's a counter offer here. At this point now, I'm holding the shiny, and at this point here, I'm holding the drinky. Why should I listen to a trade now? With me and my infinite intelligence, I have both things now."
Can I make
Can I have that back?
Can I make like can I make like a sleight of hand check to like try to like quick pull the jug off of him? Be like, do you have both?
All right. We'll do a strength check against your sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Because he has a full grip on it.
Okay. Let me double check that. Okay, yeah. That is a 22.
As you sit there and you swipe for it, and you're coming through, his grip is unwavering. This might be something he never lets go of again in his life, and a sign of power for barbarian generations to come. As you just grab onto his hand a little bit, he goes like, "Oh, hey friend, do you want a drink too?"
Yes, thank you.
And he goes about 5 inches over your head and just pours it. And he goes, "Open your mouth."
I like open my mouth and I put my hands in front to like catch more of it falling into my mouth.
All right, there you go. Be careful now. You might get drunk.
You're right. Right, you are. You are very wise. Listen, okay, so yeah, you have both shiny things, but look, now we have shared a drink. That makes us friends, right?
No.
No? Because everyone
No.
that I share a drink with is my friend.
Okay, well, most of the times when we have friends, we fight all friends first to see if they're friends worth having. So maybe it's just cultural differences. I don't know.
That's a little... That's not what I'm used to. But look, maybe we can meet in the middle somewhere, right? Okay. What else? What do you need from me to show you that you should give me the shiny metal?
That's a good question. Hey, you! What do we want? Well, they want to take our weapons away from us.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No. They sat there and said they wanted the shiny, and that they would give us this thing of infinite fun. No, I understand. Yeah. No. How are we going to defend ourselves because the shiny is implanted in the weapons? I know. Remember, smart one, you guys. Smart one.
So they've already.
You guys.
That's what I saw in the great sword.
Oh, okay.
So, I'm sorry you had to hear that, but according to my dumb associates, we are not willing to part with our weapons at this time. Thank you for the enchanted ewer. We must be on
Heat metal.
All right. Roll your damage.
Oh, this is good. This might not actually lead to a fight. Maybe he will be afraid of the shiny when the shiny hurts.
That's what I'm hoping for. I want to become his god right now. Oh, let's see. What is heat metal? It's 2d8.
It's a bad shiny.
And what's the saving throw to not drop it?
So let's see. It is saving throw.
It's Constitution, yes.
Blah blah blah. There is no saving throw. Let me see.
I mean, there's no saving throw for damage, but is there a saving throw for drop?
It must have stayed on a Constitution saving throw. It doesn't show me what it is for some reason. My saving throw is 17, though. It's not showing it up, but my DC is 17.
That's what I'm going to just decide it as. He rolled a natural 16 plus 3 for Constitution.
Okay, so he passes that.
It's coming down and goes, Excuse me. Still roll your damage.
12 damage.
12 damage. Excuse me. Question here. When you have this thing overworked, does it get hot? Because currently, it is unbearable. I mean, this might have melted into my hand.
I think that it's the other shiny. I think it's your pointy shiny that's hurting you right now.
Hold on. No, I think it's this one.
I was intending to cast it on the chalice in Jay's defense.
Oh, you were?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Yes. That is 100% what he was trying to do, and he goes, no.
Because I was pissed that he took it without.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with dumb guys who think they're smart, I'm so sorry.
Then I will say, that warmth is from me, and it can get a lot hotter in here. I could either be your god, or your Satan, or your Mestifocles, or whatever they believe in. The choice is yours. Again, we just want the shiny, not your lives.
You're an angry little orc. Hold on one second. Take this, put it away. As he sits there and lets go of it, and you can actually see layers of skin on his hand. It just straight up melted. You're seeing tendon and muscle and bone right there, and it from just how long he'd been holding on to it. He goes, I don't like the words that you're saying, green man. Your skin is green, yes? I don't know. I've never seen that color.
I believe it's grayish green, but yes, we'll go with it.
Okay, gray man. I don't want you to be my god. And at this point, he pulls out his pole arm and he goes, hey, what's with this tiny thing? Which one?
Like I said, then I'd be your devil.
Well then, I think we have not reached an accord, and I need to get my buddies in on this one.
So your weapon there, that's what happens over time with that shiny. That shiny gets smaller over time. It's going to go away all together, so you guys won't have any weapons then.
Roll deception. Fuck you.
That is a 23.
He rolled a natural 18, but he's got a negative modifier for that. He goes, look, so be it. You're about to see what this shiny can do. Hey, boys! We got ourselves some fun. So everybody roll initiative.
Oh, fuck me.
25 to 20.
22.
Nice.
I agree with the 22. 15 to 20.
18.
17.
All right, Lucian, 18. Leovin with the pocket sand, 17. Crispin, what were you at?
I am the pocket sanded, and I'm at 4.
All right. And I said it was the polearm that shrunk, correct?
Yeah.
That is correct.
Well, that actually worked out for you.
Man, this is bullshit. C-3PO has 0 magical abilities, and he becomes a god in 0 seconds. I show him my good-ass skills, and I get beat up. That George Lucas was full of crap.
I mean, first off, you're dealing with dancing tiny, stuffed bears versus guys taller than you.
But based on his intelligence and those Ewoks' abilities to set traps...
First off, at a certain level of intelligence, you don't even understand what the nature of a god is.
True.
Yep. All right, Hagrid, first to act.
I take out my warhammer and I am going to attempt to melee Mr. Dagger holding kind of guy.
Mr. Stabby Dagger.
Don't hit me.
All right, roll to hit shrunken polearm.
19.
19 hits.
Uh, 9 bludgeoning and 1 radiant.
Okay. And then what next?
I am going to cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay. I believe that's a saving throw for me. I need to get all your spell lists and actually write down what saves are required. It'd save me literal seconds.
No, it's a melee spell
So-
attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well then, damn, I just wasted a good roll.
4. Oh no, I'm sorry. 18.
18 just barely hits.
And 16 necrotic damage.
16 necrotic damage. Yikes. As this goes right into, like, you're able to find that, like, area in their bare hand where there's already the open wound. You come that through, and then you get to see the skin just kind of necrotically come off to about, like, mid-forearm, upper third of the forearm, and there's just no skin there. It looks gruesome.
That's really gross.
It's like it sears off as well as he's sitting there and screaming to high heaven. At the end of it, he goes, like, that really smart. Anything else?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right, Lucian, you're up.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to kind of step back around Hagrid to get behind this guy.
As soon as you cross over to this, he's able to, based off of a feat, make an attack of opportunity on you.
Okay.
And that will be a 17 to hit.
I think that is just my armor class. Let me double check. Yep, it is.
All right, I need
He
you
turns
to...
to hit Lucian. Do I get an attack of opportunity?
Do you have a feat that allows you to get or any ability that allows you to attack on somebody else's reaction?
I haven't the slightest idea, but he turned to hit Lucian.
So he's got this feat called Sentinel. I'm sorry, Polearm Master, and when someone gets in the range of his polearm, he's able to make an attack of opportunity on him. So
Yeah, I'm just pleading the case, man.
yeah, I understand that. But yeah, Lucian, I would like you to make a strength saving throw.
It's a 1.
It's a 1. All right. So that was D10 is the. So you'll take 8 piercing damage, and you are unable to complete your move because as soon as contact is made with your armor, there's this blue kind of flame explosion that expands out and actually knocks you away. Yep. So you get pushed back from and the reason why it was there is that's right the first thing you did that got into his range.
Yeah, when I came back or behind to right there.
Yeah. But by the way, Crispin, by shrinking his weapon, you're able to keep him from attacking when he was right there.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So you actually did something. Yep.
Yay, accidental usefulness.
Yep. So you still have a couple, like, I think by that point you used only 3 squares of movement.
You said that he attacked me when I got right there?
Yeah.
That would have been 2 then, because the first one would have.
No, it was right here. Because you came up like this, and then like I think that was the square that triggered it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because his pole arm doesn't have the reach ability because it was shrunk.
Right. All right, I'm actually just gonna stay where I am then and shoot him with an Eldritch Blast instead.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a 21, a
Hits.
17, and a 10.
The 10 misses, the other 2 hit.
Okay. Let's see. 22 damage.
All right. As this one, it's just a two little darts that hit him right in the chest. You're able to see holes go right through his right shoulder, like just inside the shoulder joint. And he kind of gets blasted back a little bit. All right. Anything else?
No, that's gonna be it for me.
All right. Pocket Sand, you're good to go.
All right. I'm going to cast Spike Growth. Once I drag the circle I made out of here. Yeah, right there.
Okay.
So that's step 1. And then I am going to...
Step 2, you cut a hole in the box.
I'm going to shoot arrows at these 3 guys because they're within 10 feet of this point.
For you to do that, can you at least get the entrance of the yurt to the fire, which is 1 square forward?
Okay.
There you go. And then you'll be able to get a clean view of everybody.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll to attack.
18,
Hits.
15,
Misses.
and 24.
That actually is so good that it accidentally missed because you went through and through. But roll damage anyway.
The first one is 9 piercing, and the second is 11 piercing.
Okay. So you said 20, or it was these first 2 guys?
Well, I
On the
went
left?
in order. Yeah, I went left, middle, right, so I would have missed the middle guy.
All right, so it was 9 for the first one, and 11 on the third one.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was making sure that wasn't work. That was texting me.
Nope, sorry, it was me.
Yep. All right. Okay, and that was your first round of attacks, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you get a second round of attack? You got extra attack, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Are they going to be able to see me?
I mean, considering that the arrows point directly away from you, I'm going to say they're going to figure it out. They may be stupid, but they understand how arrows work.
You never know.
Pshaw.
They can go both ways, like stairs.
I want to attempt to...
Yeah, that's why you're supposed to shoot things up in the air so that when it comes down, it's like, oh, look, that guy got killed. Let's go that way.
I want to attempt to... Hopefully this will work. 10, 15, 20, 30... I'm going to try to slip out the back.
Okay. So you do a back roll out of the go yurt.
and then sneak over here.
Okay.
He's in a
Hopefully
different
without being
ogre.
seen.
Yep. So that's it.
Can I do that without being seen? Do I have to roll for that?
Nah,
Okay.
you're fine. They've got things to deal with.
Okay. Then I'm gonna stay there.
All right. Anything else?
Not at this moment.
All right. That brings us to shrunken polearm. It's like a regular polearm, only smaller. He's going to start off by raging. He's getting a little angry. And he's going to make 3 attacks at you, Hagrid. First one is a 14, which I think will miss.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is a 24.
It's
The last one is a 16.
will not hit.
Okay, so only one hits. But it starts off with 8 plus 4.
And it on reduce, it does 1d4 less damage.
Well, then let me reduce that damage. And that was the full 4. So it would have been 18 points of piercing damage, dropped down to 14, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Is it too late to use Stone's Endurance?
It is not too late.
Then I think I'd like to.
Yeah, because you can wait to hear the damage before you decide.
Oh, excellent. Time to roll a 1. That ends up being 5 off the damage.
So that 14 is now reduced to 9, and I still need a strength saving throw.
Right. Oh, God, it was an 18 and it rolled over to a 2.
All right.
One's a 6.
Unlucky.
A 6, unfortunately, blows you back a little bit, and at this point, you take the 3-point landing, coming down as you look up and reset yourself up off of that. The guy with the polearm goes, still stabs just fine. Yeah, I kind of like it better this way. And that's the end of his turn. Now the rest of the barbarians are coming up. We'll go here. What's the damage for spike growth?
2d4 for every 5 feet.
All right. So just to make this simple, roll the 2d4, and then we're going to multiply it by every square they walk through.
Okay. 2 plus 3 is 5.
All right. So 5 damage for every square. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3. So that's 15 damage. And then it's rough terrain, so it takes double movement, right?
Yes.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 20. 1, 2. So there's 10. Oh, con. Once I fix damage values, I can't move the guy. 10, 20, 30, 40. And you can't finish that. So that's 31. All right. So at this point, we have 6 attacks against Crispin.
Whew, buddy. It's nice knowing you guys.
That's a adjusted 20 and 26 for the first 2 hits,
Yeah, my AC's 13, so just count them all.
and 17.
Yep.
Even with the ring of protection,
Oh. Well, I did not add that.
it'd be 14 then.
Okay.
So this is coming from the guy with the halberd. That will be 9. I didn't say he was raging yet, so I can't really use it now. 9 plus 12 slashing damage, and it strengths for the first one. Another 12 slashing damage for the second one. And 11 slashing damage for the third. And I need you to make 3 strength saving throws.
That I can actually do. Okay. Let me do the HP first. Alright, that is strike saving throw. First one is an adjusted 20.
Okay.
Second one is an adjusted 14.
Okay.
Third one is an adjusted 12.
So the
It's
14 and 12 fail, so you're actually blown 10 feet back. On that one.
Thank you. I appreciate it, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you guys get to see what Dwarf Star does, and probably why they're interested in it. As you kind of arc up a little bit, and as you land, you sit there, land flat on your back, and actually scoot the remaining 5 feet back just from the force of the blows. On this one, and you are under the prone condition right now due to 2 failures.
Okay.
Okay. And this guy had already used his entire movement, so instead he's going to throw a hand axe at Hagrid, and he will only be able to do 1 attack. And that got launched off the table. And that's a 15, which I don't think hits.
Nope.
All right. So this one harmlessly falls into the ground here. Now we have 3 attacks at Lucian.
Ugh. Don't do it.
23,
That'll hit.
16,
Misses.
and 18.
Hits.
All right. So we have 2 hits. After damage is rolled, I need strength saving throws.
I'm
2
going
of
to
them.
do uncanny dodge on the first attack.
All right. So the first one is going to be 11 slashing damage reduced to 5. And the second one is going to be 12 slashing damage and 2 strength saving throws.
All right. Let me tell you, strength saving throws, my forte. That's an 8,
Fail.
and that's a 4.
That's a
Ooh.
fail. So you are also launched 10 feet back and are suffer the prone condition.
Fucking bring it.
Let's see here. This guy right here can throw a hand axe. Is going to do so at Hagrid. That's going to be a 28 to hit.
Yeah.
Didn't those guys dash to get out of the...
No. They're barbarians. They have unarmored movement.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's going to be 9, 6 plus 3 slashing damage, and a strength saving throw.
16.
16 just barely saves on this one. So the explosion comes through. You're able to get it so that were able to spin and redirect the force in time. So you still take the damage, but you do not move.
You said that was 9?
Yeah, it was 9. Yeah, 9 slashing damage. And that will end their turn. Crispin is up.
All right. I start singing, "I get knocked down," and then I use my movement to stand up.
Okay.
Then I say, "But I get up again." I use my bonus action to Misty Step over here.
Okay.
And now I'm going to cast Thunder Wave on those 3 motherfuckers at the 6th level. And I'm going to say, "But you're never going to keep me down."
Just a note for the range of that, with Thunder Wave, you're only hitting this guy right here from where you're currently standing at.
It is a 15-foot cube.
That originates from you, so the 15-foot cube would end up looking like this.
Okay, then I will go there.
That's why I wanted to make sure you brought that up.
Yes, fair enough.
Yeah, you clearly would have used the spell enough times to know the range of it. Yep.
You think so?
Yeah. So on the 6th level, so Constitution saving throws from these guys for full or half damage.
It's 17.
The first one rolled a natural 18 plus 3 makes it 21. The second one rolled a natural 14 plus 3, 17.
Okay.
So that was pass on both?
The DC is 17, so yes.
Pass on both. Yep. So,
So
they
they
take
take
half damage, but it's still a 6th level spell, and that's going to fuck them up.
That's 8, 16, 22, 34 damage.
34 is the adjusted.
Is 34 total, so
17.
17, yes.
Okay. So for the flavor of this one, with the Thunder Wave being Thunder type damage, is more related to sound than it is electricity. So as you come through and you stand, like you get there, you whirl your head around, and it's like watching the Black Canary coming through, and you can see the sound actually push the air and coming through, and they have to steel themselves. And as you're done with the spell, you can see blood coming from all of their ears. They don't look like they enjoyed that concert. One would say it was a very painful experience for them.
Fucking old people.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay young or die.
Stay young or I'm going to kill you. That's it.
All right, that is it.
All right, Hagrid.
All right, for my bonus action, I want to cast Bless on my 3 compatriots.
Okay.
So for the next 1 minute, they all have advantages on attack and saving throws.
All right.
You all get to roll an additional d4. Add that to your numbers.
All of us?
Yep.
Do we get advantage also, or is that just
Just you get to add the d4.
Okay.
Cool.
Nice. That is going to be helpful with these fucking weapons.
And then I want to move back into melee range against Mr. Half an Arm. Try to hit.
Yeah. He does get to use his... Or no. Yeah, you're the top of the round, so he does get his reaction back. So he'll try to make a little poke at you. And that's a natural 5, so 15, he misses.
Yep.
Yep.
God damn it. It went from a 19 to a 3. Holy fuck me. 11. Probably not going to hit.
Will not hit, no.
Okay. That's my turn.
Okay. Lucian.
Yep. All right. I'm going to stand up,
All right.
use my bonus action to Misty Step to there.
Everybody's got fucking Misty Step now. God damn
It's a good trick.
Yeah. Fucking.
And that is enough. Or one, he already used his reaction.
Yep.
And 2, even if he didn't have his reaction, can't use it for something that just magically appears there.
Pop, pop.
Thank you, Magnitude.
And then I'm going to make a nice, like, right shoulder blade to left kidney slash with the AO on him.
All right. Roll to hit.
All right. 25.
Oh, hooray. A 25 hits. Congratulations. Sucker.
All right. Uh, 23 damage.
23 damage reduced to 11 due to his rage. However, on this one, you get to see this one cut through, since once again he's unarmored, and yeah, you now know what it looks like for a drunk barbarian's spine to be opened up
Sweet.
without anesthesia. Without anesthesia.
And then
Because you've seen that before.
Yes, everybody knows the tale of the drunken spinal surgery on the barbarian.
I'm going to back up to the yurt. And that's it for me.
Okay. All right. That brings us to Pocket Sand.
Pocket Sand wants to see if there are spare weapons in here.
There are. These ones, this one, let's roll to see what kind it's going to be. You see a longsword and a couple of throwing axes.
I want to pick up one of the throwing axes.
Okay.
And
it does have the blue-tipped blade edge.
perfect.
X
I want to throw it at this guy here.
All right. Do you have proficiency with throwing axes? Asks. Throwing asks.
Are they simple or martial?
I believe
They are
simple.
Simple weapons, yeah.
And yeah, then yes.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll with proficiency on this. Dex throw.
I rolled a 19. I don't know.
Look, that's enough to hit.
Okay.
You can stop mathing. That's fine.
Yeah.
What do I do for damage?
This is going to be a D6 plus your Dex modifier.
Okay. 7.
So he'll take 7 damage to start off with, and he needs to make a strength saving throw, and he is not raging right now. That's a natural 1, so he gets flung 5 feet away from the caster, and then he takes another 5 damage because of the spike growth.
Yay.
And this one, you just sit there and go, he goes like, oh, I remember this from Ranger School, and you throw an axe and it hits him right into the center of the back, and this giant blue explosion comes out and forces him through, and one of the spiky tendrils that you made just goes right through his stomach.
Nice.
And do you remember who's seen the movie Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
I have.
Yeah, the guy who's running in the forest and then he just pierces himself on a tree branch and he gets stuck there.
Some sort of murder-suicide pact.
Yeah. There's actually 2 rednecks over here. It just goes, oh my god, all these barbarians are killing themselves. We have to stop these kids from killing themselves.
I want to pick up the other throwing axe for later. And then I'm going to use my other attack to volley these 3 dudes that are over by Crispin.
Yeah, you can do that.
Alright. One's a natural 20.
That will naturally hit.
A 26.
Hits.
And a 14.
14 misses.
Okay. So hit these 2.
Yep, so first one's double damage on the dice.
So that is...
Man, just imagine if you try to
12.
shoot that hand axe out of your bow.
Next turn, Jay. Keep that to yourself. So 12 piercing to the first guy, and 6 to the second.
All right. Man, I should have been smarter and really had these guys rage before they went through. Oh, man, all these spikes are making me angry.
Ground hurting me mad.
I had to sit there like, no, these barbarians need a reason to get mad. They're fucking barbarians. They're always mad.
That's their secret, Cap.
Yeah, that's their secret. Yeah, anything else, Pocket Sand?
Can I cast Hunter's Mark now?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what you did. Yeah, I think it's bonus
I did
action.
2 attacks. Can I do it as a bonus action?
Yeah, so the way that extra attack works is that whenever you use your main action to attack, you're able to attack for a second time.
Right.
So that's why I was so confused in your first turn, is that you made an attack, you used your main action for that, and then never used your extra attack.
Well, that was because I wanted to get to the other yurt.
You can.
I didn't. I couldn't see out.
Yeah, you can break up your extra attack between movement.
Right.
Okay.
I'm just like I got. This was as far as I could go.
Oh, okay.
I figured I couldn't see anybody, and I wanted to stab him. So
now I'm less
ran
confused. I'm less confused now. My voice still hurts, but I'm less confused.
So can I cast Hunter's Mark as a bonus action?
Yes, I don't think you did anything that constituted a bonus action yet.
Okay. And I'll just put it on this guy, I guess.
Put it on big ol' axe boy.
Big ol' axe.
There you go.
And then I'm done.
All right. That brings us to Tiny Polearm. He's going to make 3 little stabs at Hagrid again. That's a 20, a 12, and an 18 to hit.
First one hits only the first one hits.
All right. So that will be 5 plus the raging damage. That'll end up being 11 piercing damage and a strength saving throw.
Eight.
You're brought back another 5 feet. And that's as much as he can do right now. The other barbarians are going to sit there and realize, hey, maybe there's a reason to be angry. And they will start off by using their bonus action to rage.
I think next time we're between adventures and have downtime, we all need to learn to get better at strength saving throws.
I'll lift some weights.
Hey, guys.
I will buy those weights and name them Crispin's brand weights.
While he's
I could just see this. There's an Arcane commercial, like, in the middle of town, goes like, that's just like Average Joe's Gym at the end of Dodgeball. And there's Crispin coming around and goes like, hey, I'll just let you know you guys are fine the way you are, but if you want to get stronger.
I need to get a spell where I can teleport, commercials into people's brains. That's the ultimate goal here.
Yeah.
Is a mass message a spell?
I've got Gaius right now, where I can kind of just tell them to buy my stuff, and they'll get psychic pain if they don't. But that feels a little bit cruel.
That's exactly what you want to do as Big Brother, is to hurt people for not listening to you. Yep. So we're going to start off with, let's see here. Big Slashy over here. He's going to make 3 attacks on Crispin again.
Okay. This is a really good time to remember that I have Relentless Endurance, because I am probably going to need it.
Yep. So we have a 22 and a 13 on the first 2 attacks.
First one hits, second one doesn't.
Yep. Surprisingly, only 1 attack hits you. But that will do 16 slashing damage. And I'll need a strength saving throw.
That is a 14 plus the d4 is a 2, so 16.
That is just enough to save on this. You take the full damage, but you don't get blown back.
And the damage was 16 also, right?
Yes. And then, and then Tiny over here is going to make some slashes at you. 13, 28, 26.
The last 2 hit.
All right. That will be the full 8. So the first one will be 12 slashing damage. The second one will be 8 slashing damage. And 2 strength saving throws.
Ooh, goddamn. The first one's, oh no, I gotta add to that. 9, 12, so still not good.
No, still not enough.
And the second one is even less. Yeah.
All right, so that's 10 feet back, which thankfully, if that third one hit, that would have brought you into the spike growth for an additional 5 damage.
Oh, that's good, because I'm at 16 HP right now.
Oh, God.
Whoa, hey, numbers. If on a scale of 1 to 87, I feel like a 16.
Right.
I
think I'm the only one that can do anything about it anyway, so...
Yeah. That's not true. Hagrid can help out with HP.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So this guy's going to come up to Hagrid and make 3 attacks with his swords. 21, 22, and a natural 1.
The first 2 hit.
All right. And where is my D8? Where? There it is. That's going to start off with 9 slashing damage. And the second one will be 8 slashing damage. Rolled very poorly on that, but 2 strength saving throws.
Oh my god. How far back do I get blown?
Did you fail both of those?
Oh, of course.
10 feet. And then you are under the prone condition. Ow, my neck.
Is it 5 feet per failure?
Yes.
Okay.
And then after 2 coinciding failures, 2 on the same string of attacks, that's when the prone condition happens. So this one is going to come up and is going to make 3 attacks at Lucian. That's an 18, a 15, and a 14.
The first one hits.
That will be 10 slashing damage.
Okay, I'm going to use
And strength saving
Uncanny Dodge to have it again.
Okay.
And a strength saving throw. Ooh, 18.
18 is enough to stand your ground. You're able to redirect the explosive energy from the tip of the blade. But between that and your uncanny dodge, you took damage, but it's more you just putting your hands around the blade and doing a flip over it. And you look at it, it's like, oh man, now my hands are all bloody. But at least I didn't explode.
That's true.
Yep. And that brings us to Crispin.
Alright, I am out of level 2 spell slots, so I'll use a level 3 spell slot to Misty Step next to my good friend Lucian. And then I will cast Mass Cure Wounds because I feel like we could both use that. If not, I could definitely. And that is 2d, I think 6 of you. Let me just double check. Mass Cure Wounds is not what I'm looking at. Oh, it's 3d8 plus my modifier. Okay. So we get back 9, 11 plus 9. So we get back 20 HP.
Nice.
Damn it, my explosion swords. My Torg weapons.
Sadly, I am still what would be considered bloodied back in the day.
What would be considered bloodied in another world?
What I want is a gun that shoots out swords that explodes into smaller swords, and those swords explode too.
And then for my movement, I am tempted to go hide into a yurt, but I'll put on my brave face and stay put.
All right, roll for brave. No, I'm kidding. That brings us back to the top of the round, Hagrid.
All right. Since everyone else is doing it, I am going to pull out the amulet with the picture of Strahd's parents on it, and I am going to Misty Step my happy ass over.
Oh boy.
There's clearly a meta in this game right now.
And it's stepping
And
mistily.
Yes, it's walking. Walking is so OP, guys.
I guess that consumes my main action.
That's a bonus action. Misty Step is a bonus.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's...
At least
with
it's a spell.
Yeah.
The way that amulet works, it still consumes your bonus action.
Okay. So then for my main action, I want to cast Cure Wounds on Mr. Crispin there.
Okay.
And I think I'll use it at the 3rd level.
All right. So Hagrid, the one question is, do you want the high magic or the low magic resolution to this spell?
Don't understand.
So low magic is like basically science that's like exaggerated, and the high magic is, oh, these wounds are magically better because you touched him. Which explanation would you prefer?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, his healing comes from holiness. I feel like that's high magic all the way.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, but if you wanted low magic, you just get a bunch of styptic and throw it on him, and and then all the small wounds that Crispin has come is just immediately dehydrated, so there's clots everywhere on him.
But it burns like a motherfucker.
It does burn like a motherfucker.
I prefer to be touched by an angel.
But instead, you're touched by an angel, and you're and all the blood just kind of crawls back into your body.
You regain 13 HP.
Oh, thank you very much, kind sir.
Take your
Hagrid, you're pushing Lucian for best friend honors.
Why can't we both be your best friends? As I'm just fighting with this guy in front of me.
Learn the definition of best.
I can't. Oh, okay, so we're now the Avengers. You're now the Avengers. You can talk while fighting people. Which one of you is fucking Iron Man?
I feel like it's me.
I think that's obvious, don't you?
I shoot energy out of my hands.
Hagrid is clearly Captain America with his shield and honor.
Yeah.
Yes. He has virtue. He defaults into
That makes
Captain.
Crispin the Hulk.
Yes. And Leovan was Hawkeye,
Yeah.
but actually with
Obviously, yeah.
more powers,
Poor
sadly.
Tony has to be Black Widow, though.
Has to be or gets to be.
Every time that people have this conversation, it reminds me of Jeremy Renner's episode on SNL, where he goes like, "Yeah, Hawkeye, I need you to use your arrows to take out some of them. Already did that. How many did you kill? 16. Only 16. What happened? Why didn't you bring arrows? That's how many I brought. There's millions of them, and I took down 16. You're welcome."
Now there's N-16, bitch.
I
To be
think
fair, he's the only non-superhero besides Black Widow that's really out there trying. So
First off, Anthony Mackie exists. Fuck you. Cut the
Okay.
check. Cut the check.
you give Hawkeye essentially an Iron Man suit, and he'll be able to do a better job.
That's true.
Oh, and that's the spec script I'm writing right now.
No, Tony really doing him raw by not giving him a suit, but he gives one to Peter.
Right?
Two, technically, even two suits.
I mean, technically.
Hey Hawkeye, I
Anthony
know you have
Mackie
no
did-
skills, but I'm gonna give this guy who can already climb up walls and shoot shit out of his wrist things that he can build himself. I'm gonna help this guy out. But you, Hawkeye, you keep building your arrows.
Now, first off, in Tony Stark's defense, Anthony Mackie did use the wingsuit to, start a superhero civil war against him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I get it. I get it.
And-
I don't agree with it.
I mean, he already helped one Black Iron Man.
War Machine.
We
Rhodey?
really need to keep this diversity diverse. We need to have it in each storyline.
I mean, may I make a request? Can we get back to the battle now?
Oh, we're fighting things.
Yeah.
Wait,
This
I
is
thought-
way more than a free action.
I just want to point out, though, that you flipped the switch on changing tracks there.
Yes. Yeah, and that's me flipping back. This is Battle Conductor.
Okay, whose turn is it?
I think
This
I'm
is-
done, right?
Yeah, Hagrid just healed me.
So you Misty Stepped, which was your bonus action, and you Cured Wounds as your mains. That brings us to Lucian.
Okay, I'm going
do
to...
Saw the sign.
Don't do it.
Don't do what?
It
You'll
What
find
is it?
I'm going to wheel around that guy,
define.
Just don't do it and it'll be okay.
which is, it looks like a fancy roll. Wheel around that guy, pop up, BAO. That's all I'm going to hit
All
him.
right.
16.
16 does not hit.
So then I will, like using that momentum, pull my dagger of venom out and stab him with my other hand.
All right.
Whoops. I keep switching windows here. Okay.
It's it.
Well, let's try this.
It's it.
19.
What is it? 19 hits. Roll with sneak attack damage.
All right. Oh, jeez, come back here. All right. Been a while since I used one of these daggers.
Hey, while we're waiting for him to count up sneak attack damage, superheroes, am I right? I can't wait for you guys to edit this episode and have to figure out, man, are we going to waste our time with this Avengers talk or not? Because it's like 10 minutes of this flipping battle, and there's so many callbacks to it.
16 damage.
Yeah.
16 damage, and that's adjusted for the rage or the pure damage?
Pure damage.
All right. God damn, I need to hit the plus button before I add that in, otherwise I'm just replacing damage instead of adding to it.
And then I'm going to back up one.
Okay.
I'm done.
All right. That brings us to Pocket Sand.
Pocket Sand is going to cross his fingers and take out a impact explosive arrow.
Okay.
And shoot it at the guy he has marked.
Yes.
Roll to hit.
I didn't want you to get too close to him. That's what I was saying. Don't do.
Oh, yeah, no.
Roll to hit. 19.
A 19 will hit. So it is your regular damage plus 2d8 explosive damage, and that has an ability of splash, which for every square adjacent to the explosive arrow takes half of the explosive damage that you roll.
Nice.
So I got 8 piercing.
8 piercing.
And 7 explosive.
7 explosive, which goes down to 3 for the rage. And then these guys will take damage as well. This would be much better if they weren't raging.
Yeah, because they take 1 damage.
They take 3 damage on that. But this is a good board clear.
Yeah. No, that was good. I like that. That's pretty solid.
Yep. So, Scott, make sure you write those things down for your explosive arrows.
Yes. I'm just going to find the right spot.
And the next one is going to be an arrow that has a comically large glove on it, so you can just sit there and punch and knock somebody out.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and then my hunter's mark.
Yes.
2 more for the guy.
And that cannot be reduced, I think.
Cool.
And if you can, don't at me. Don't at me.
For the guy that I stabbed, Jay, so part of that was poison damage. Did he take that fully, or?
He takes that fully, yeah.
Okay.
He's not. These are not Totem of the Bears.
That's good.
Actually, no. If that's the case, then explosive thunder damage is not on there, so they have to take the full thunder damage. That was probably important information, so good question. Timely question.
Thank you.
Yeah, Laven, what's next?
I'm whipping the other hand axe at this dude.
All right.
And that is a 16 plus something to hit.
As long as 20. It's more than +1, it hits.
It is.
I mean, I trust that you guys aren't doing math to figure out what their ACR is, but I think you figured it out.
I don't care. I rolled a 6 on the D6.
Mm-hmm.
What am I adding to that?
Your Dex modifier.
So 10.
Yep.
You have a Dex modifier at 10? What the fuck?
and this guy failed his strength save, gets blown away from you, and takes another 5 damage as he's coming through. And there's 2 rednecks on the side goes like, "Oh my God, he keeps trying to kill himself. We have to help these people." If you haven't seen Tucker and Dale versus Evil, it was on Netflix. If it's not now, that's your fault for not watching it sooner.
Yes.
I think it's back.
Watch it.
I'm pretty sure.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil, a lampoon on horror movies, starring Alan Tudyk and Katrina Bowden. A very, very good spoof. I'm not even a fan of horror movies, and I love that movie.
Alan Tudyk, also a great sci-fi porn name.
He will fong you, whatever that means.
Oh, God. Everybody watch Season 5 of Arrested Development. Eventually they'll get it right. Yep. There we go. Anything else you want to do on this turn, Pocket Sand?
No.
And also, the reason why I'm calling you Pocket Sand is because you and Lucian's names are so similar, I keep on making the mistake in the turn order. I have to look up with my computer, and Pocket Sand just easier to remember.
Not only that, but 3 of us have names that end in in.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like next time in session 0, it's like, okay, you guys have to pick different letters.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Nope, nobody knew. First off, We had literally been playing Dungeons and Dragons for all of 20 minutes, and no one had a fucking clue.
Yeah.
Like the most experienced person in this game was nobody, because nobody had a clue. That brings us to Polearm Stabby. Oh god, and nobody's close to him. So unfortunately, he's going to go straight back to Hagrid for 3 attacks. 20, a 15, and a 14.
Only the first one hits.
And you want to know what the best part is? He rolled a 1 on his damage roll, and rolled a 4 on his damage reduction roll. So it does 1 damage. I'm not even going to bother you with the strength saving throw on this. He sits there, and even though it technically hits, he accidentally stabbed in front of your foot, and the front of your foot got singed due to the explosion.
Hard to
That's
fight
how
with
it
your
happens.
spine hanging out, huh?
Yeah. He sits there and goes, that might take a little bit of rehab to fix. He's not that smart, but he understands that he needs to fix his body. That brings us to the Barbarians. Barbarians are going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5. Excuse me, those spiky things hurt a bit. So we'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. There we go. So we're going to start off the north and work our way south. We're going to have 3 attacks on Crispin, because he made the metal thing hot and hurty. He's Bobo Man right now. 16, 28, 26.
Who's attacking me?
This guy right here.
Oh, okay. I thought that was Leovan. Or Lucian. Shit.
Yeah. Yep, so those are the 3 attacks. 2 of them I know hit. What about the 16?
That will hit as well.
Okay, but those are little tiny guys. That will be 8 slashing damage, 10 slashing damage, 7 slashing damage, and 3 strength saving throws.
Let me do the math before I forget it. And 3 saving throws. Fuck me. That is a 6.
1 fail.
That is a 24.
1 success.
That is a 10.
2 failures. So you are flung that way 10 feet and take an additional 10 damage due to the spike growth.
Aaron, do you remember your +4?
I did not.
I'm going to tell you right now is that
It wouldn't
the
have
failures you
mattered.
rolled would not have
Yeah.
mattered.
Yeah, they were pretty low.
Yeah.
But thank you for reminding me. I totally forgot on that.
Yep. And then this guy just to the south is going to make 3 attacks on Hagrid.
And I'm sorry, you said I was prone, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Prone in the bramble.
Oh, lovely.
The good news is you're not on the ground because of where it pierced you. You're hovering about 10 inches off of it because of the amount of spikes that are currently embedding in your body.
There is no Dana, only Zool.
So I have a 24 to hit you, Hagrid, with the Great Axe, a 22, and a 25.
Well, all of them will hit.
Okay. So we're starting off with 12 axe damage, 9 axe damage, and 9 axe damage. Didn't roll well. And 3 strength saving throws.
4, 11, and 18.
The 18 succeeds.
8, 15, and 23.
All right, so 2 successes on that one. So you're right back, and you're able to get yourself and stop your movement right before you reach the bramble. You put your hands on one of the brambles to keep yourself. You're able to turn around. So then we've got 9 attacks on Lucian. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Look out.
Roll low.
This is why you hide in
Get your Misty Step ready.
Natural 20
Ooh.
That missed.
to start off with.
Well,
Thankfully, he
you're
rolled a
uncanny
1
dodge
on the
right
damage
there.
dice. He rolled a 1 on the damage dice on that one, so that would be 2. So that's 5 slashing damage for the critical hit.
Okay.
Now 8 attacks to go. Natural 1, okay, 7 to go. Natural 20. 5, 10. That's 14 slashing damage. So we're at 2 saves. Second guy comes up. 25, 25, 23. Third guy. Natural 1. Natural 4. 24. So we took 2 of those. So that's 4 instances of attack.
I'll use Uncanny Dodge on one of them. This is the first one.
Okay. That's another natural 1 on the damage roll. So 1, that's 3 damage. Rounded down to 1. 7, 8, 9 slashing damage. 8 slashing damage. 8 slashing damage. And last one is 7 slashing damage. And I need 6 strength saving throws.
Hang on a sec. Counting up the damage.
Yep.
Yikes. Okay. And how many saving throws?
6.
Okay.
I will also allow you to just sit there and accept failure on half of them because that's just a loud dice to roll.
Well, the first one's a 13.
Fail.
11.
Fail.
5.
Fail.
3.
Fail.
16. 17.
Pass, pass. So that's 4 failures. On this one, so that's 5, 10, 15, 20. You have been flung into the bramble. and you remember all those twigs you were able to avoid before?
Yeah.
You have snapped every single one. For the rest of this campaign, there is no such thing as an unsnapped twig now.
That's good, because now you can't step on them and snap them again.
Oh no, you can always re-snap them.
No, that doesn't make sense. That's not how twigs
This
work. The one snap.
This is like Rice Krispie treats. They will snap, crackle, and pop for all eternity until you add milk. Then the timer starts. All right, that brings us to Crispin.
I'm assuming I'm prone here, too.
Yes. You're actually double prone right now.
Just out of curiosity, Wand of Magic Missiles, is that a main action, bonus action?
I'm going to call it a bonus action because you guys need all the help you can get right now.
Okay. I'll use 6 slots of the Magic Missile and send 3 at that guy and then 3 at the guy that hit me.
All right, so roll to hit.
It's automatically hits.
Yep, but roll
damage. Right.
If I use the right words, then you'd understand what I'm trying to say.
The first one does 4, 5, 6.
Take it.
Devilman takes 6 damage.
For Devilman, how do you want to kill him?
I want the bottle rod, the first 2 magic missiles to hit him in his hands, just to make him drop his little weapon. And then as he bends down to grab the last one, the last missile just comes straight into his head.
It comes through like in the first few scenes of Inception when Joseph Gordon-Levitt gets hit in the head to make a wake up from the dream. There's now just a little burnt mark around the hole where that magic missile hits, and he just falls to the ground. Unfortunately, there is no dream for him to wake up from. He now doesn't get the weapon or the ewer.
I'm going to take that back.
And the other guy takes 7 damage.
7 damage. How much damage did he have? Okay.
Alright, and that is my bonus action. Then I'll use my movement to come running at him, and I will swing at him with my trusty Greatsword of Greatsword.
Take 5 damage for going through the spike growth.
Oh, that is not good.
Crimson passes out while running over.
I'm gonna kill you!
Okay, as I almost trip and fall onto him, I will hope I can still hit him with my Greatsword of Greatswording. And it looks like I will. That is a 17 plus, what is it? Plus
it
8,
hits.
so yeah, 25.
It hits.
That is 6 plus 4, 9, 4, 15 damage. No, wait, 13 damage.
13 damage. Alright. And in the back of your head, as you sit there and go through it, you just hear this voice that you've attributed to your greatsword. It goes, I believe in you.
And I believe in you. And I slowly realize that my best friend is not any of these people, but sadly a sword that I can't tell if it's semi-sentient or just a creation of my own imagination out of my pure loneliness.
It's your imaginary best friend. You just gave a real object as a body to it. Oh, is this going to be the entire storyline? It's like, let's make the most ridiculous business enterprise with my best friend a sword. Isn't that what barbarians do? Nope, bards do it too.
Yes. When a bard does it, it has branding. That's the difference.
Yeah, I'm going to, like, if you keep on doing this, I'm going to have to reskin your class. Instead of College of Lore, it's College of Sword Friends. That brings us to anything else that you want to do, Crispin?
No.
Nope. All right. Swaggy Hagrid.
If I use a spell as my main action, do I still get a bonus action?
Yes.
All right, so for my main action, then I want to cast Spiritual Weapon, and
Okay.
I want to cast it at the 6th level.
Oh.
Sixth
Okay.
level.
So now there's a big
Okay.
fuck off scythe in the air instead of just a big scythe.
I can't find
I
the
wanna-
site, so I've got a different weapon
I want
for
to place it. I place it right there.
Okay. That's your 6th level one. It's the sword is just comically large. And spiritual weapon, I believe that gets to attack as soon as it comes into play. Let me read to make sure that is true.
It does.
Yeah, then do it. Do it. Do it. Roll your damage.
And I want to hit the ass hat right in front of the sword tip,
Okay.
if I can.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 27 to hit.
I'm going to sit there and say it does definitively fuck up his life.
I don't even know if I have enough d8s for this. 1, then... No, I don't have enough d8s for this. Because I get to roll 6 of them.
Oh my God.
I would have enough of them.
Yeah, this is your weapon is now called the Sword of Fireballs.
9,
8d6 or 68, you choose.
31 damage.
31 fucking damage. What's the damage type? Radiant?
It is, gosh,
Force damage.
Force damage. He doesn't get protection from that. You know what, Dan? I want you to roll a d100, and that's going to let me know how many pieces this guy was just sundered to.
70.
You split him, and that's great because his total damage at that point was 70 damage. One point per HP damage you've done to him had just exploded out there. And those two rednecks out on the side, they stopped running and they realized maybe this isn't a horror movie.
No, now it really is. But we've gone from Tucker and Dale versus Evil to Saw.
I was going to go more Resident Evil, and there's just 70 lasers that came around and cut the guy into pieces.
That's a good one, too.
Yep.
All right, and
All that's
I
left
get
is
a bonus
the-
action.
Yep.
Get a bonus action on that spell.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use it again on the
I'm sure you
guy
do.
to the north.
I'm sure you do.
Ouch! That unfortunately is only an 11 to hit.
11 doesn't hit, I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus fuck. Alright, that brings us to Lucian.
I'm going to, from the bushes,
Urinate myself?
I'm going to cast, I'm going to
Editor's
cast
note, cut out that cough.
Eldritch Blast from there, or
Okay.
on that guy.
Okay.
All right. Damn it. 18,
It's
11, and 9.
misses.
Damn it. Rolling like shit. That is going to be 12 damage.
Let's see where that ends up. That might be doing it. Yeah. Guess what? You just re-inception somebody. You now have 2 Joseph Gordon-Levitt's on the battlefield. Because force damage is not something he's protected against. So describe to him how he wakes up from this dream. Oh wait, he doesn't. He's dead.
Yeah. It's just like one through the temple, like through and through. Eldritch Blast, like. And then for my action, I would like to use my my short bow to shoot the guy that is in front of Crispin and Haggard there.
Okay.
Once I find that, yeah, should be able to do that, right? Oh yeah. Okay, so yep, I'm gonna attack him.
How much damage is this guy taking? Okay.
That's sorry. That's a 27 to hit.
Hits.
Okay.
This one he does have protection on because it's piercing damage.
22 damage.
All right. This guy looks like he's bleeding.
Oh, sorry, I missed a d6 on that. +1.
Okay, that can't get halved because there's nothing to have it to. Yeah. All done?
Yep.
Laven.
All right. I am going to leave the comfort. What?
By the way, as it's going in, the fire has been cooking around your spike growth as well. And all the damage that had been done by the spikes, it was burning fucking hot. They were fire spikes, just for the record, so that you guys can get into character. Fire spikes.
Just no.
Yeah. Fire
Flame
spikes.
brambles.
Yes. So, Crispin, if you want to know exactly how close to death you were in the flame brambles, that close.
Oh, I am very aware of how close to death I was and still am.
All right. And then I'm going to take out, assuming I still have this, the Sun Sword.
You do, yes.
Okay. I want to make sure that it
No,
doesn't disappear.
interdimensional customs did not take that away from you.
Perfect.
Get him, Sergey.
As it pulls out, he feels confused in the fact that he's like still being told what to do, and then he sees the guys like, "Oh, okay, whatever, fuck it, let's go."
Yeah, and then I'm going to attack the dude I've got Hunter's marked.
Mm-hmm. What's the damage type for the Sun Sword again? I could go get the book, but I don't care.
I believe it's Radiant.
Yep, so he doesn't have protection to it.
Damage type Radiant.
Yep.
Okay. How's a 26 to hit?
Comfortably hits. Well, uncomfortably for him, but comfortably for you.
And 13 radiant damage.
Okay. Describe to me how the sun makes him explode. And roll a d12 for how many rays of light just emanate from his wound and explode him.
5.
Yeah, you also hear in the back of Crispin's head, it's just someone going, Hallelujah!
You hit him, Sergey!
Well, that was unexpected.
Yeah.
Didn't even have to roll my hunter's mark. I want my hunter's mark to go to this guy now.
Okay.
And I get to do this as part of the same turn because of Horde Breaker.
Yes.
I'm going to hit that guy.
Okay.
With a 28.
You know what? Let me check here. That almost hits him twice.
And 18 radiant damage.
Can you do me a favor? Can you roll another d12 to see how many rays of light this guy explodes?
It's only one.
One. You just see it like it's just this one continuous blade of light comes through, and it blinds Crispin for a little bit. And when Crispin regains his vision, you just see, and then there's Leovan standing there with a sword, not even breathing heavily.
Oh, are you a god?
Kristen, can I just say how all these things have tracked in this episode for this battle? I fucking love it.
All right. How do I hit that guy?
So
I used all my movement to get here.
Yeah. Throw the sword.
Did one of them drop something like an axe?
You know what? Yeah, we'll sit there. One of them has a hand axe at their belt.
Okay, I'm gonna steal it and then throw it at this guy.
So in order to get that to go, I need you to do a check for me. This is a sleight of hand check to see if this can count as a bonus action. If you're able to just sit there, grab it from his belt, and in one fluid movement, fling it. And if you pass the check, you can attack with disadvantage.
Sleight of hand. Where are you? Oh, okay. 11.
Unfortunately, you didn't do that. So you're able to grab it, and there's just one little snag on his belt that you had to sit there and power through. You have it in your hands. Unfortunately, I can't let it be a bonus action attack.
So because picking it up was my other action, is that what you're saying?
Yes. However, that being said,
That's
you
fine.
have the extra attack option because the Horde Breaker allowed you to move your attack over.
Okay.
So I think
I can still
in the
attack
end,
him as my last turn.
Yeah, I think in the end it doesn't matter because I haven't heard anything. I haven't read anything that extra attack always has to be with the same weapon.
I see what you're saying.
I've not heard anything saying that it has to be with the same weapon. That's why I'm letting this happen.
Okay. Cool.
If I'm wrong, don't at me. I don't care.
No, I
think it
don't
makes
think you're
sense.
wrong on that one because like you can break up your extra action with movement, and according to the player's handbook, you can also change weapons as a free action while moving.
Yeah, so I don't like if I'm wrong, I don't care if I'm wrong. I'm letting it happen.
I'm saying you're not wrong. God.
Yeah. I'm speaking to the internet, dude.
Alright, let's hit this dude.
Editors know edit all this shit out.
No. You don't control us while we're editing, Jay.
14 plus 4, 18.
Hits.
And 1 on the d6.
Okay.
So whatever happened. Do I add dex to that too?
Yes.
So 5.
All right. Unfortunately, he does not explode into rays of light. That brings him up next, actually, and he's going to come over to you, Pocket Sam. But I believe that triggers an attack of opportunity from the giant sword of sorting. Hagrid, would you like to roll to hit on this guy as he leaves your sword's opportunity zone?
6.
Now would you like to roll some damage?
I would love fucking roll damage. 14. Let's start off with 21 for those three.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Add another 14 plus my spellcasting ability. So Shazam! And this is how I want to do it.
I think you know that this is how you can do it. So explain to me how
I'm
spell
sure
ends.
most of us have seen this movie, but I want to cleave him in two from head to nuts, like Giselle does to Lancelot in Kingsman.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Not only did you get him from head to nuts, but you got him nuts to butts as well. And can I just tell you right now, is there a witty one-liner if you want to say a la Kingsman?
Yes. This isn't that kind of session, bro.
Take some fucking inspiration. That's the end of the battle, guys. All around you are pounds upon pounds upon pounds of these weapons tipped with this dwarven alloy. And eventually the spike growth disappears and you're back to a bonfire. What would you guys like to do?
I would like to do mass cure wounds for whoever wants to stand around me.
All right, go ahead and roll for that. Add those down because I need to go get something to soothe my throat.
Fair enough.
I took 0 damage.
Yeah, you spent the whole fight in a go-yurt.
Yeah. Say that like it's a bad thing.
Trying to find
Those are D6s, not D8s.
You guys could have joined me.
There we go. We get 10, 18 plus. We get 27 health back.
Nice.
All right. And yeah, how does it feel to know that battle took almost an hour and a half?
It was a long one.
Yeah.
I mean, in our
also
defense,
like-
an hour of that was Avengers talk.
I would also like to cast Mass Cure Wounds on everyone.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you.
Fifth level. So, let's see, 3d8.
And as soon as that comes in, their traveling party comes in with dwarven weapons. No, I'm kidding.
An additional 26.
Nice.
Wow.
At this point, you guys have all had magical band-aids put on. For those of you who have watched DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Gideon comes in, explains your wounds, and you don't care, just fix them.
And again, the fact that you use Band-Aid just shows the effectiveness of branding.
Mm-hmm. I see what I and you did there.
If this is a good time for a break, I definitely need to take one to get my Traeger going.
Yeah, I feel like this is a very fair time to take a break. It is 1 o'clock right now. We'll get back at 1:10. We'll give everybody 10 minutes.
Cool.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Because that will allow me to recharge my voice. And this episode is brought to you by LaCroix. LaCroix, sparkling water that tastes like the fruit somebody's describing while you're drinking water. Oh.
I think I need like some sort of D&D picture for the wall back here when I'm gone.
Yeah, I need to have them see more than my ironing board.
See, at least Crispin's got stuff on his wall. I don't know what it is, but he's got stuff there.
Yeah. I had a room that had 0 decorations on this, just like in grad school. And the first thing one of my classmates, who was 30 years old and already owned a house, sat there and looked at us like, do you live in a fucking refugee camp or anything? I was like, no, I'm not wasting money on posters, but I'm just going to throw them away in a couple months. Now I sit there, it's like, oh man, I've been living in this place for 2 years. What's my excuse now? That I can't afford portrait frames? I can. I'm just not spending money on it. By the way, Scott. That's not Scott. Damn.
No, I think that's my dad.
Or at least something in his house, because he said he was starting the Traeger, so I imagine he's outside. Because who starts a smoker inside?
That's a good question.
Tucker and Dale, that's who.
It is outside, Jay. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here to talk to you.
Hi, Mom.
I knew it. I knew it.
You're so smart.
You don't need to flatter him like that. It's okay.
First off, I need to get out of the character of the barbarian who thinks he's smart.
I am a genius.
When you get to be the smart one, then you can talk to the other people. Which is so great that it's a low effort voice for me. Oh god, if I had to do a number of voices that require me to really change the octave of my voice, I don't know if I could do it right now. And full disclosure, I did take 2,000 milligrams of a combination of Tylenol and ibuprofen in order to try to keep myself from hallucinating during this episode.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
I feel like that might encourage hallucinations.
You don't know.
You're right.
I don't want to hallucinate, because the last thing I want is there to be recorded evidence on the internet that I'm seeing things that aren't there.
You can just say it was a fantasy game. You're making stuff up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Look, I don't think the internet is as stupid as the barbarian I just made up.
Have you seen the internet?
Unfortunately, yes. So, one of the guys that I did the stand-up show with on Friday posted a set that he did the week before on Reddit and just got absolutely shredded for it. Yeah. And some of them on the internet just did not spare the kids' feelings at all. And there's one person that sat there and says like, "Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you, this wasn't good." And then at the end it goes with a tag to it. It was like, "Edit. I knew as soon as I hit send on this, even though you're asking for my opinion, I was gonna feel absolutely terrible. So here are some things that you have going for you. You just don't know how to use it yet." So there is somebody out there who clicks send while still completely anonymous and still has some level of conscience.
That's good.
To tell them the truth, but to not make them want to like destroy their own life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Scott, you should pick up the game No Man's Sky.
Oh, I already pitched this.
Corey
one.
brought that up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I sold it too.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Just do not buy it online. Buy a physical copy of the game, because
So Corey said GameStop's like $20.
Yes, because the update is free. But when I checked before the update came out, the online copy was still $60.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah, and then because of PlayStation Plus, they lowered it down to like $25, somewhere in that range. I think it was a little bit more than that. $26.99 sounds right.
Sure.
But still, I don't know if that deal's still going on, and I know the deal at GameStop is.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's I think it's a really good introvert game in the fact that it can be multiplayer. You can do stuff with other people should you so choose, but without leaving the game, you can make it a single player experience at the drop of a hat.
That's what it sounded like from what Corey was telling me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like it can be whatever you want it to be, give or take.
There's a lot of options you get in the loneliness of the game, and the idea of multiplayer makes it so that the loneliness isn't completely unbearable.
Right.
And then it makes it easier to break up missions. Like someone has to find one kind of planet, another one could find the other, and then we all meet back here. Break on 3, 1, 2, 3, break.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm having fun with it. I actually started my own solo game when you guys aren't online, Corey.
Why is that?
So that I can actually learn how to play the game. So the first one is using the story mode.
Yeah.
Or the main quest line. And meeting aliens, that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of things I did not pick up the first time around because I was just sitting there, like, let me get to sandbox mode. And I'm like, I don't even understand how sandbox mode works.
Sorry, I am late.
You're fine. I think the smoker's taking more time as well. So, I mean, we're waiting for the smoker to get ready, which was the entire reason why we took the break.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Well, I was gonna ask.
I was waiting for a
anyway.
coffee. Yeah, I needed a coffee and a bathroom.
Yeah.
I needed a
And a truffle. Wildflower Confectionery. Seymour, Connecticut.
Yeah, we
Go
get
there.
You own your own house, and you made it to the Northeast.
I got
And you have enough-
relocated
Yeah, and you have enough
voluntarily.
Money for, yeah, and you have enough money for a robe and a functional relationship. And
Hey, both of my robes were gifts. I have 4 guest robes that I purchased myself.
so you spend
all the
money on
robes I
robes
own-
that aren't even for you to wear.
Well, I don't want people naked in my sauna.
Yeah, you have a sauna?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It came with the house. I bought it from a Polish guy.
Oh, that explains the sauna.
I don't know. Wait, what? Editor's note on this one, just have a photo of me looking confused during this part of the conversation.
Everything from the break gets edited out.
And search if Polish people in sauna is an actual stereotype.
No, I'm not doing that. It's a waste of my money and my time.
Most of the studies that I found sauna related were done in Sweden. So, there's that.
Yeah, but written in English, because that's scientific language now.
Yes.
I thought it was Turkish people that are into that.
Ooh.
I actually
That
thought
makes
it was
sense.
I thought it was Nepal, and wait, no, that's just a snow machine. All right, cool. All right, Scott, you ready to play the Leonard Maltin game?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
We've got a Doug Love Movies fan.
Yes. The category is Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This is movies in which Joseph Gordon-Levitt goes through a breakup.
Oh, shit.
So most of them?
Yeah. This movie is from 2012. Leonard Maltin gives it 2.5 stars.
Ooh.
It is a dramedy that has been
Negative 2 names.
A dramedy.
yes, a dramedy.
Negative 2 names.
You said
Crispin,
2012, and I was going to say Looper, but it's not that.
yeah. And he sits there and says, it has a couple of laughs.
I think I got it.
Okay.
It's,
So that Scott knows how this game is played. I give you a number, and that's how many people Leonard Maltin has built. And you will give me, if you give me a positive number, I will give you the lowest build actor and going up based off numbers. So if there's 5 names, like there's in this one, and you say 4, I give you everybody but the top build actor. You can say 0, which means you can guess it straight up. You don't need any names. Negative is you're giving me the actors in the order of their billing, according to Leonard Maltin. Okay?
Okay.
So Crispin...
I'm just afraid a woman is the second build person.
Okay, Crispin's going first, and he's saying -2. Now you can sit there, and if you think you know it, and you know more actors in the order they were billed, you can say -3, or you can tell Crispin to name it. If he's right, he gets a point. If he's wrong because you challenged him, you get the point.
I'd have to name how many to beat
3.
him?
You'd have to say -3 to move the game along.
And I'd have to get them in order.
In the correct order. Right name, right order.
That could be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
And I could be way off on the movie.
Yes.
I think I got it, though.
Let's let Crispin do it. Or Aaron,
All right.
sorry.
All right, Aaron, name that movie.
The movie is 50-50. The top 2 build are Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen.
That is correct.
I was worried Anna Kendrick was...
Anna Kendrick
That's
was
what I was
third.
worried.
Anna Kendrick was 3rd. Followed by Bryce Dallas Howard and Angelica Houston.
Holy shit. I didn't know anyone else listened to Doug Loves Movies.
I actually
Props.
listened to the Patton Oswalt episode yesterday.
I've been to one episode at the Gramercy Theater. My wife, my now wife, got me tickets for our anniversary.
Nice.
Very, very cool.
I used to listen to Doug Loves Movies.
I have been going back through old episodes because they put up some on YouTube. So like when I'm playing like No Man's Sky or I'm writing stand-up, I'll have it on in the background. And there's ones with Chris Evans playing with Leonard Maltin. And my favorite part is like Chris Evans is drunk off his ass, but he's like the nicest, goofiest drunk. He just goes, hey Leonard, name it, bitch. And like every time he's been on since, that joke has already been thrown back at him like every time. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, when I saw Jeff Tate, Rory Scandival, and the guy who played I'm a PC in those old Mac commercials.
Justin Long?
No.
Oh,
Mac was
the
the
PC
Mac.
guy.
John Hodgman?
The PC guy.
Yes.
John Hodgman.
John Hodgman. He was wearing a robe, judge robe the entire time.
Really?
Quite interesting.
I like that guy.
As do I. Can't believe I forgot his name.
He's one of those guys you know by face more than name.
Yeah. Yeah, but he was on the Daily Show enough that I feel like I don't know. I should have remembered it. I'm sorry, John Hodgman, because I'm sure you're listening.
I stopped listening to it because I started getting fed up with Doug's like 40-minute diatribe at the beginning of the episode.
Oh yeah. I've stopped listening to it really too. I just listen to the Mark Wahlberg episodes now.
I did like Jason and Deb's IMDb game, and I thought that it was a missed opportunity not calling it I am DB.
No, he literally did that like a few episodes later.
Oh, he always does that. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes like, and we're going based off of IMDb because of course I am DB.
No, but I think that should be the name of the game. Because he was looking to name the game, and I think the game should have been named I am DB.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Then there's let's see here. I think my favorite category is Rocky Road, which is movies of Sylvester Stallone or Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, where it involves a fight, which is literally all of them. Forest Fires, movies where Forrest Whitaker or Tom Hanks fires a gun.
Oh, Dad, you're back?
I just got back. Yep.
Okay.
I was waiting for
Nice.
Jay to finish to announce.
Editor's note: I would love it if the Leonard Maltin game made it into the episode.
It will. And we'll give a shout out to Douglas Movies and Leonard Maltin, the man himself, and Mark Wahlberg, just because.
Actually, Dan Van Kirk, the stand-up comedian who played Mark Wahlberg, is from Rochelle, Illinois.
Really?
Yeah, he's originally from Rochelle.
How you guys doing? You doing good?
Yep. There's one of my coaches.
Fucking lines.
Yeah, one of my coaches for my track team went to high school with him.
Fucking Donnie's out there chasing a balloon.
Hold on, I gotta get home. Donnie's making a stew. Yeah. So this episode was not brought to you by Douglas Movies, but we were brought to it. And Doug said no.
Yes. I had to pay to get in.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to go to one of those episodes at the Rosemont shows.
He does those?
Yeah, he'll do them in Rosemont.
Yes, I'm at the Gramercy Theater. It's a nice place.
Yep. That'll be the closest one for us in the Midwest, but he'll do like Nashville a few times, Minnesota, Traverse City.
He doesn't go to Zany's at all?
Zanies is the one in Rosemont.
Oh, it is? Oh,
yeah.
Shit. So much I know now.
Mm-hmm.
Big
I've
dummy.
been gone.
You don't
I've
have-
been gone since the beginning of the second Obama before the beginning of the second Obama administration.
You can just say before 2012.
Yeah, but this is more pretentious.
Remember, you're playing Crispin, not Tyrannus.
I'm out of character. I've been playing dumb so long. I need to go on the other end of the spectrum just to kind of.
Yeah. Speaking of which, guys, for the next campaign, when we build characters, we're all going to build them together, so that there's a sense of teamwork beforehand, and that way we don't have people trying to do the same things with their characters.
Whatever Scott names his character, though, I'm just going to lop the first letter off and then have that name because it's a different letter. So it's not Lucian and Leovan, it'll be Leovan and Eowyn.
Hey, Scott. Yeah. Scott, what's your character's name? Anthony. Corey, what's yours? Anthony. Anthony.
Anthony.
Oh, B. Anthony. All right. As we get back in from the break, you guys have just taken down the barbarian camp post. Found out the reason why they weren't so willing to take the trade for the ewer of infinite booze for all of their weapons. And throughout the course, you've amassed 40 weapons that had the dwarven metal alloy coating on it. Wow. And where would you like to go from there?
Well, we just need the alloy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could I possibly just do we want to just melt it or cut it up or do we want to take it in weapon form?
I mean, we can just take it in weapon form because.
How are we going to carry all these weapons? Would be my next question. How many weapons are there in total that we'd have to carry?
40.
I said 40.
40? You said 40? Okay.
We could magic of storytelling Tony here and just put it all in the bag of holding.
Yes.
Can we put Tony in the bag of holding?
No, because that would kill him.
Oh, you're right. That's right.
Let's put him in the bag of holding.
At this point, Ace is flying in. You see Tony hanging on to the claws as it comes down. And he's like paragliding from The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and eventually comes down and goes, yeah, I'm sorry, I got wrong directions. I went to a different barbarian camp. And let me tell you, this is really easy to kill them. Really easy. Don't worry, they came at me. I shouted, they're coming right for us, and then boom.
Look out.
And it's self-defense.
By the way, that's not canon. I'm not. That's me just making a reference. That's not canon.
So yeah, just jam the weapons in the sack.
No. What do we know about these weapons? By holding them up, can we just tell what their properties would be? Like, would they be worth kind of seeing if we could hold on to something for ourselves?
So we saw them in action too.
Yeah, I was thinking.
So as you pick it up, you expected these weapons to be a lot heavier, a hell of a lot heavier. But as you're kind of going around, it's almost effortless. It's like for those of you who had played baseball with metal bats, it went from like being a -3 bat to a -8 bat. And you just you're moving around faster. mechanically speaking, the weapon, no matter what style it is, holds the light property and holds a inborn extra attack feature.
Oh. Oh.
If you already have extra attack, it does not stack though.
And I do not though. But I love my greatsword of greatswording too much. He can't be replaced.
Hey,
Would we be able
Tony,
to
who's not really
confiscate some
here,
of these?
can we get Tony to, while we go off and do other things, to work on extracting the alloy from these weapons?
Yeah, you can.
I just want to lay one thing out here though before we proceed. You guys want to steal from a thieves guild.
What's the problem?
I mean, they would be stealing things from non-thieves and would be using these for good.
We won't hear
Are
to
they
all of
aware
them.
that these?
Do they know how many?
I don't know if they know the quantity.
Oh, and Crispin, because you're the one that asked it. Fact. I'm sorry, Hagrid. I walked over you.
Do they have any idea that this alloy's been already transformed imbued into these weapons?
I have a feeling that was misdirection. That they sent us out here, and we were thinking that it would be an alloy in its raw form, where maybe they might have known that it was already weaponized.
Now, I may be wrong, and it could have just been an off comment anyways that meant nothing, because I've made a million of them. But I think Jay said that now that the shinies in the weapons, like now that they put them in the weapons. Did you say that, or am I making that up?
No, that is specifically why those weapons were able to explode.
Yep.
But he's saying but the barbarian acknowledged that they're the ones that put them in there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Also, Crispin, because you're the one that searched there, is that it was just enough to coat the tip of the blade and sharpen it. It's not like it's the entire, like if it's a great axe, it's not the entire great axe blade. It's just the tip.
Oh,
so what you're saying
so
is
we
I can have an
could-
even greater sort of great sword.
Yeah, we could basically edge out all of our weapons in it if we melted it down.
That is what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Or at least some of them.
And also, to your point, Lucian, we're not really stealing from people who have stolen. We're going to get a cut of this.
And we'll take what we need and tell them that the whatever we give them is what was left when we found them.
Yeah, I would say. So, Hagrid, to your point, you're not wrong, but a thieves guild may not see it that way. To Leovin's point, and to all of, we should absolutely use this stuff for ourselves. However, we need to make absolute certain that no one sees that this stuff is on our weapons.
It's okay. My sword won't tell anybody.
You're doing great.
If we can, we have Tony take it off of the weapons that they put it on, then we can apply it at any time later. Doesn't
Yeah.
have to be done.
True. That's true.
Like if we wait until we have access to I don't remember his name, he might be able to come up with something to mask the alloy being on there.
Now, how obvious
Taika?
is the
Yeah,
alloy on the sword? Is it just like a blue shimmer that you can only see in a certain light, or is it very obvious that everything's been?
It's very obvious for this. It's kind of like a crystalline blue, sapphire.
So it's like a full plating type thing that changes like the whole appearance.
Just the blade on itself.
Yeah.
However, based off of the way that the blood slider is, it kind of coalesces and collects over it, as opposed to like separates away. This isn't like trying to paint over rust. This is more like it coagulates that blood as opposed to disperses it.
Huh.
Yep. So I mean, it's one of those that's like, if Tony actually would be able to be here to speak for himself, he would sit there and say, "We have a couple of options. We can try our best to remove the coating, and we hang on to it till it's the right time to deploy it, or we just paint over it.
As in, like,
Paint.
disguise it when we are in the presence of the guild?
Yeah, I mean, we just paint the entire blade, and they don't know what's underneath there. And worst case scenario, people that you stab get an infection from paint chips. I mean, you're already going to stab them.
Is that like +1 poison damage?
Easy
If it's
now.
lead paint?
Easy now. Everybody knows that you have to eat the lead paint for it to do damage.
You're right.
Aim for the mouth.
So then would Tony have an idea based on the weapons, all of the weapons? Because you said there was like 40-something armaments that we found, right?
Yes.
40.
So would Tony have an idea then how many of the weapons we would need in order to silver the weapons that we have now? Because I'm assuming it's the same process as silvering like a sword or an arrow or something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, he can sit there and probably salvage some other things from like the great axe and the pole arm. The problem is though, he gets the idea, and I'm speaking for him in the third person right now. He gets the idea that he'll be able to salvage some of the coating, but not all of it per weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But going from the ones that were very unique, the great axe and the pole arm, he gets suspicious that they might know to look for those items, and instead going towards the hand axes and the stuff that's more common, because then they might know that they have it, but not the specific number.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are going to skim from the top and try to get that by unnoticed, that's probably what he would have advised. And then he might be able to get enough if you take 5 hand axes to coat Hagrid's Warhammer. If you take maybe another 2 or 3 Crispin's Greatsword.
Well, it's funny that you're bringing this up from Tony's end, because that's kind of what I was getting this feeling of, is that while it would be an advantage for us in our continuing efforts to rid areas of evildoers, kind of skirting that gray area and trying to do it this way looks like it's definitely going to not be as advantageous for us. And if they do indeed know that there's going to be quite a cache of weapons that are supposed to come back from us with this layer of magic, or not magic, but alloy on them, that we might just be looking at causing more trouble for ourselves than it's worth.
Well, one of the things that we might want to consider is, what if we just tell them, here's us taking off the top. If there's, for example, a great axe, and there's going to be more of this coating on here, we can destroy that and coat your weapon. And we just tell them, it's like, hey, by the way, you're getting 39 out of 40 of these. We're keeping this as a sign of our friendship.
I mean, we could just return everything as is, good faith, and then ask them if we could coat our weapons for doing business with them, for helping them get their stuff back, and so we'd be more effective in any future business we would be doing with them.
I mean, then it looks like both sides win.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's been the thought process that I've been going through while we were talking about this. Is I think that we may be able, because we have this stuff, we might be able to leverage keeping some of it in order for us to, for a few of our weapons, obviously, because Leovan, you already sort of have the ability to attack, rapidly like that. But I think that obviously Hagrid, Crispin, and myself even could benefit from that.
Sure.
What about how well do we think these people know this alloy? Like, could we maybe come up with something that looks the same, and they just don't know the difference until they use it?
I feel like it looks pretty unique.
Once again, we're talking about
And the properties.
I don't really like the idea of these people getting this.
No, look, absolutely,
yeah.
we are. Remember, though, we're working with them in order to destroy them.
Yeah.
Should we leave everything with Tony in a safe place, go meet up with the people, offer them everything in return for coating our weapons and stuff, find out what they want to do with everything, just find out more about them, and then
That's a better strategy.
That's the thing, is we'll hold me at a third location, and that allows us to skim off, because now we can sit there, we can write a list of what we found, and if we have the ones skimmed off the top, and they don't notice it, we'll just separate those away. And if they do notice, you just sit there and say, we made the mistake, we add them in, and you just give me a signal to say, hey, give them the rest of the stuff too.
Well, the other thing too is it's a thieves guild, you know, so they're going to operate in dead drops, right? That's just standard operating procedure. And so no matter what, we should leave Tony in a safe place so that way he's away from it. But also on top of that, we don't have to make the dead drop before we go talk to them. So we can have Tony be in a secure place. We can go talk to the corporation. We can try to negotiate to get some of it, and if they don't give it to us, then we'll just skim off the top for the dead drop.
Then and we'll have Avis, or is that Tony's bird thing's name? Avis. Have him, kind of come with us, hovering behind, and then go fly to the third location to warn Tony, tell the others.
Or what we can do is coat Avis in the alloy and fly him into their headquarters.
God.
And then I have to build a new
pass.
Now you sound just like Tony.
No, you see, you forgot to stuff him with gunpowder. That's what you forgot to do first.
Oh, yes, I still have... Well, I don't know the weight, but there's a lot in there.
Yes.
And I cast Minor Illusion to yell, get help, right before he hits.
But yeah, so let's do that. So
like that. Yeah.
We miss you, Mike.
Yeah.
So how about this? Tony, go back to Settler's Bend. Wait in Settler's Bend. We will send word, or we'll come back to let you know where the dead drop is going to be. But at the very least, then you're not in Trayterin. Obviously, we don't have like free room and board or whatever at the Zentarum hideout, but I'm sure that you can find lodging still in Settler's Bend.
I am more than certain I can convince myself with one of the two people that still knows we're with the Zentarum to just hide me somewhere. Maybe he rips up a floorboard and I stay down there. Who knows? Who cares?
But yeah, so Tony's going to stay in Settler's Bend. The rest of us, we are going to go speak to Overwatch. I'm assuming that's probably who to report to. But anyway, we will go talk to the gays, and we will try to negotiate for them to allow us to keep some of the, what is it called? Is Dwarven Star?
Dwarven Star alloy.
Dwarven Star.
Well, straight from the DC universe.
Yeah, so we will we'll try to negotiate to be able to keep some of the Dwarven Star alloy in order for us to silver some of our weapons with it. And if not, then we will, no matter what, we're going to arrange a dead drop. And if they don't allow us to keep some, then we will just take some when we make the dead drop. And we'll deal with the fallout from that when it happens.
Can we take a long rest before that happens? Because I am down many a spell slot and 17 HP still.
I at least need a short rest.
Oh, we get it. You're a warlock.
I am a warlock. I keep forgetting to hex people, though.
Yeah.
Because usually I don't want them attacking the big guy, and so like it doesn't make sense to hex like some little dude that I think I'm going to take out in a turn or two. I don't know, though.
What does hex do?
Makes kids.
No, that's what a text blade do.
THICC.
Let's see. As a bonus action, I choose a creature that I can see within 30 feet. I curse it for a minute. Against it, I have a +4 bonus to damage rolls. I get an improved critical, so I can hit a crit on a 19 or a 20, and I will regain, at this point, 7 hit points if it dies.
I take it you didn't have that against Strahd yet?
No, I did. But I never attacked him. I actually, except for with a spell, I did not attack Strahd.
Strahd, to be honest, it's like Strahd never clips his fingernails, just like sharpened them on a grindstone. So, I can see why you didn't want to get close up.
No, I attacked Snowman Strahd a couple times to try to get him to leave you alone, Crispin, and I also went and spent 2 turns trying to free Irina.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
And I cast Cone of Cold a couple times.
You can check that on a future published episode of Jaygeons and Dragclarks, found on wherever we find our podcast. I'm not sure. Amazon? Is it Amazon?
It's iTunes.
iTunes.
We're using Amazon for hosting.
Yeah. Or you can also go to our YouTube page and just watch it now.
Yeah. Or a third option. We're not.
Or come to my house, and I have sock puppets. And I will gladly recreate the moment for you. Only slightly embellished in Crispin's favor.
But yeah, okay, so let's...
Let me tell you the story... Hey, kids, let me tell you the story about how I opened my own winery.
It started with the world's best investment.
That was shot out of my hand. Yeah, so as you guys make your way back into town, you have a little bit of downtime. Enough for, at this point, a short rest. Just to give you an idea, it's about 5:45 in the afternoon. Getting on to evening.
Okay.
Yep. Actually, according to the roll, it's 5:46. On the third day, the moon's like right next to you. Looks mean as shit. Just mean mugging you.
Reference.
Mm-hmm. Anything that you guys want to do before Overwatch approaches you? Because Overwatch never shared where to meet up with after you got the stuff.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything.
All right. Nothing down the line? Leovan, Haggard, Crispin? Nope.
Nope. Sorry, I was looking up to make sure, hopefully, that I didn't get any spells back on a short rest, and I do not.
I wanted... I mean, it doesn't have to be, like, now, I guess, but I wanted to start looking at that smoke canister thing.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Start the process of figuring that thing out.
Roll...
I can make more.
Yeah, roll a... I'm going to go with sleight of hand, but it's your intelligence modifier instead of dex.
Okay.
And this is like you deconstructing to try to reverse engineer it.
Yeah. So it'll be 11.
So you notice when you take this apart, and it's like the specific pieces you need isn't entirely clear, but there's 3 major components. You've got a pressure switch, a compressed canister, and then a vent. Is kind of how that works. And as soon as that pressure switch is hit, it will open the compressed canister a little bit, and that allows that smoke to go out. In broad strokes, you understand what you need to do. In terms of specifically how to achieve it, you're not quite there yet.
Okay.
However, you can, at another time, research this further.
Yep. Cool.
Yep. You haven't irreparably damaged it. It's just how far apart you realize you could take it apart.
Great.
Yeah. So it's like on a Volkswagen Doom Buddy, Dougie, you took off the chassis, or you took off the body, but the chassis still exists. Still drivable. Yeah, as we get closer to about 8 o'clock at night, you guys were at the knot.
Yeah.
Eating a meal, looking at the dagger guard. For those of you who remember what the dagger guard who robbed the bank were wearing, those backplates were actually the wrong color. Subtly, but the wrong color. The dagger guard had more of a crimson color. The ones that you saw had more of a auburn color. The patterns were way different. And you get the idea that the guys who robbed the bank weren't actually who they said they were. But as you come out, you find another smoke canister coming down. This time it's blue smoke. And you guys hear in the back of your heads So I believe you have something for me.
Yes, we in a secure location. We did obtain the dwarven star alloy. Now, did you know that it was weaponized?
Let me just say that we needed to test your abilities. If you were, we thought you were. And congratulations, you are.
I told you the branding would pay off.
Branding?
You've never heard of Crispin Rain?
I have not.
I searched for my bottle, and then I realized I don't have it anymore. I started rethinking my investment. Never mind. Go about your business.
So what happens now? Where do we go from here?
Well, I believe a exchange in resources is in order. I believe you have something that we greatly desire, and we need to find a way to cement our partnership. What is it that you guys would like?
We want some of the alloy. Not all of it, but we could definitely use some of it.
We are speaking in vagaries here. How much of it do you want?
Enough for, say, 2 weapons each. Just coatings.
How about this? I will give you 3 weapons that you guys can sit there and distill, should you be able to figure out how to do that. It's not an easy process. If you want more, continue our relationship, and we might be able to pay you in some of this alloy. It would help us if more than one individual had access to it, because it will help us cover our tracks.
6 weapons, and we still continue working with you.
What my best non-sword friend said.
Yeah, roll persuasion on this one.
That would only be a 7.
6 weapons.
I would actually like to pass my inspiration on off to him and have him re-roll that.
Okay. Add in, what's your bard dice right now, Crispin? Is it a D10?
I don't believe so. Where is that? It's a D8.
A D8. So you can add a D8 to that roll, Hagrid.
That would be a 23.
23 instead. 6 weapons and continue our partnership. I'm going to start off with one thing. You're making this business opportunity a lot more tenuous than it really can be. I will allow you your 6 weapons. I have much less amount to concern myself with, as you guys might. I see a net positive having more than just us have access to it, especially if we're working with those who have access. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Now, that being said, the polearm, the great axe, those cannot be taken. I have other desires for that.
I think we should probably be able to glean what we need from some of what's left.
Well, if we can't break down enough of it to each get one of our weapons coated, then we're going to need more.
No,
and
but he was so basically we out of the 40 weapons, there's only 2 of them that they absolutely won't budge on us taking, but we can definitely coat our weapons with what's left, and there will be still more for us to get through.
Why can't we take 38 then? There's only 2 that they want.
What I meant by the 6 weapons was we want enough to coat 6 of our weapons.
Oh, that has been understood and been made amenable. I probably should have chimed in on that earlier. It's those 2.
Jay, I think your microphone just came unplugged.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Can I be heard now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So out of the long swords and the great swords, you guys can eyeball. You have enough that you need that you can repurpose. The polearm and the halberd and the great axe, whatever I said it was in the battle. Those are the only ones that were planned for another job.
Okay. Is the polearm small?
The
No, that
polearm,
only lasts for a minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
the polearm has resumed its normal size. However, I just realized how great that spell would be in blacksmithing if you're just, if you were able to melt that down in the minute and change it enough where the spell.
Right, just expand everything.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
how
Rich.
to. Yeah, I don't know how to resolve that. Yeah, I made it bigger, and then I did something to it. Does it stay big, or is it now like a ship in the bottle? I take this giant ship, I shrink it down, I put it in a bottle, and I wait.
Well, when you just make the bottle giant and put the ship in it.
That's not how it works.
Shut up! Shut up, Lucian! Shut up! No, I'm kidding.
Okay, so
Anybody can make a bottle giant. Only real people make ships tiny.
So what is your typical protocol for dead drops? Like, is there a special location you guys like to use?
We can sit there and hold off the investigation on that building you ransacked earlier. The old Zentarum outpost that is now defunct. Find a place, mark it with an X and a circle around it. We'll know that's the spot.
That's a very inconspicuous marker.
Well, actually,
Our
so
goal, yeah, we don't need to hide in the shadows.
Should we write
burn
stuff
down
that's hidden
the
here?
I can use Thieves' Cant to hide it, so that only people who speak in Thieves' Cant can find it.
How am I supposed to find it?
Learn a language, bro. Rosetta Stone that shit.
Yeah, and Carta it.
Go on to the fantasy equivalent of Google Translate.
But yeah, no. So if we do it in Thieves' Cant, then some average Joe Schmo looking for stuff to salvage probably won't be able to find it.
Look, the guy asked for a circle and an X. If it gets stolen, that's his problem. He specifically asked for a circle with a fucking X.
Our goal is not to prevent people from finding it. It's prevent them from going there in the first place. And when you can exact an iron will over the populace, they'll know not to take what's ours.
Iron Will,
True
new
point.
band name.
So Overwatch, what's next?
We need to sit there and see what other jobs we need doing. We had sent 3 groups over to that encampment, and they all burned away. We're looking for something specifically for your unique skills. We'll be back shortly. At this point, the last of the smoke has gone away. That voice that was sitting in the back of your minds dissipates. Thinking is a lot clearer now that you don't have separate voices overlapping on each other.
Well, what's our next move? Do we just sit around and wait for them to come back to us, or?
Is there something else we needed to do?
Is there any?
No. So let me, speaking as the DM as opposed to a character right now, the main reason why I kind of sat there and made this appear to be a dead end is I want Tony to be able to come in for the next chapter, because this story's written with his character in mind.
Right.
To contextualize everything. So we fought the battle, we resolved that, and the next chapter will start off when we can get Tony involved.
Okay.
Was there another smoke canister?
Yes.
I wanted to take that.
All right. Yep, you have done that. Anything you want to do with that specifically before we close the chapter?
If we have downtime, I want to, again, spend time figuring it out.
Perfect. Roll. This time, sleight of hand, intelligence modifier, add your proficiency modifier if it doesn't already apply. Because it's not the first time you've done this.
So I'm adding my sleight of hand modifier.
Replacing dex with intelligence.
Okay. And then also my proficiency.
Yes.
17.
This time, as you break it apart, you see exactly how the pressure switch is made, and that was probably the hardest portion for it. Having an empty canister in a vent is just a simple find a canister, drill a hole in it, and have a cover going over. The pressure canister and an arrow, getting that to open up the vent and having so much compression without exploding the canister was the hard part. You perfectly figured out how that should work. Now it comes down to actually crafting it. And unfortunately, with Tony hiding underneath a floorboard outside of town, that's a part of the story we'll have to tell on another day.
Okay.
Yep. And also, guys, I'm very surprised my voice is held out for so long.
Yeah. Okay, so are we ready to stop stream then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was another episode of Jaygeons and Dragclarks. I'm JC Chavez, keeping us all in sync.